And now, Giant Sports Talk Live. Here are your hosts, Eric and Glenn.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Giant Sports Talk Live here on a Wednesday night. How about that, man? Losing track of time, man. What the heck's going on? Time is flying. What's up, Alex? Good to see you out there. Yeah, I understand. I totally get it. I know what's going on, man. Hey, it's all about having fun. That's what it's about. It's all good, and I don't think none of it's intentional. It's just about having fun. Anyways, guys, hopefully you guys had a good day today. I see some of you out there are happy about the election results from yesterday. I'm not going to get into politics, but I can understand. We were going to have a new president anyway, so yeah, we have a new president-elect, and I'll leave it at that. Leave it at that. We could talk about policy stuff another time on another show. When I do another Military History Chronicles, we could get into what we can expect maybe as far as foreign policy is concerned with the new president. Anyways, what's up, George? I am doing good tonight, George. How you doing, man? Hopefully you're doing well. Few things. There's a lot of news that's out there, guys. But the thing I kind of wanted to focus on today, and again, guys, this is about baseball. The title of the show, of course, is Should Players with Qualifying Offers Determine the San Francisco Giants' Direction? And the reason why I say that, yeah, Alex, yeah, there's a lot of things. We're going to talk about what Boras had to say about his guy, Juan Soto. Buster said we're in the money-making business. I think Ha-Seong Kim and it can be that. Ha-Seong Kim and Hi-Seong Kim. Oh, what's up, gamer? Oh, man. Anyways, here, let's get into this. And the reason why I'm bringing up the qualifying offers, last year, you guys remember, what's up, Benji? Good to see you, dude. Remember last year, San Francisco Giants signed 2 players last year that had qualifying offers attached to them. Matt Chapman and Blake Snell. And you know what that cost the Giants last year? During last year's draft, the Giants could not pick. Or they lost the 2nd round pick and they lost the 3rd round pick. They also lost $1 million each in the international draft money, whatever you want to call it. So they lost $2 million, right? Is that what it was? $2 million? Was it $1 million each, right? I'm almost positive. I don't think it was 500. I think it was $1 million each. So they lost $2 million worth of international money. Now, guys, Is 500,000 each? My bad. So it was $1 million. I take that back. So it was $1 million they lost last year. This year, it's being reported. I shouldn't say being reported. I guess it's factual, but I'll bring up the report where I got this from is MLBRumors.com, and they kind of spell out what's going on. Willy Adame this year has a qualifying offer attached to him. Ha-Seong Kim does not. Okay. And here we can argue who's the better player, honestly. And it's already been stated by Buster Posey that they want to get a shortstop. What's up, Tim? Good to see you, man. Buster Posey has come out and said that the San Francisco Giants are in the need of a shortstop. I mean, everyone knows that the Giants need a shortstop. If you're a fan of the San Francisco Giants, you know that we need a shortstop. Should the qualifying offer, again, guys, should it determine who we get for a shortstop? Do you want to give up in here? Let's bring it up right now. I'll show you what the Giants will lose if they decide to sign Willy Adame. Nope. By the way, let's bring this up. Look what the title says. Willy Adame reportedly willing to move off shortstop. So now his value has gone up, right? His value has now gone up because he is willing to play a different position. And then again, that makes more teams in the hunt for the services of Willy Adame. So if he's willing to do that, again, you're going to have more competition out there for Willy Adame. For those of you who really want to get Willy Adame, there will be competition. Let's see what we got here. There are plenty of clubs that already have shortstops, but could perhaps use help at second or third, with the Mets being one of them. They have one of the best shortstops in the league, Francisco Lindor, who is under contract through 2031 and just wrapped a strong season. Might see him finish second to Shohei Ohtani. But second and third base are a bit more open. Jeff McNeil is arguably the best option for the Keystone, but his performance has wobbled in recent years, and he's also capable of playing other spots. At third, Mark Vientos just had a breakout season at the plate, but with poor defense, and it's been suggested a club could move him to first base in replacement for free agent Pete Alonso. Mets could also go to Alex Bregman. Anyways, here we go. One of the more straightforward fits would be the Giants, with the president of baseball operations, Buster Posey, frankly admitting yesterday that the club is on the lookout for shortstops. However, Adame has received a qualifying offer from the Brewers that he's sure to reject. That's tying him to the associated penalties. Don't like that. Andrew Baggerly of the Athletic suggests that Posey might try to avoid signing players that rejected qualifying offers so early in his tenure. The Giants just had a hamstrung draft a few months ago, as they gave up their second and third round picks to sign Blake Snell and Matt Chapman last offseason, both of them who have rejected qualifying offers. The Giants went on to pay the competitive balance tax in 2024, meaning that signing any qualifying offered players this time around would result in forfeiting their second and fifth pick, as well as $1 million of international bonus space. The Giants are one of the most sensible on-paper fits for Adame as a club, with a strong record of spending and a clear need at shortstop. I don't know about that, but okay. If they were to pivot to the trade market or sign a player without a qualifying offer, like Ha-Seong Kim, that would only further the importance of Adame staying open to other positions. I don't know, guys. What say you? I don't know, man. Do you guys look, only by signing one guy, because you've incurred the penalty for another year, Do you want to lose 2 draft picks and give up $1 million in an international bonus to sign Willy Adame? Is that a good thing? Yeah, I saw that too, George. Mookie Betts moving into the infield. What do you think? Is Willy Adame worth giving up 2 draft picks and $1 million in the international bonus? Is he worth it? I don't know. We did that last year. We lost 2 draft picks. Lost $1 million with the combined both. But we're losing $1 million from signing one guy. Mike, you said this in the very beginning. Look at the farm. It's terrible. Understandably, 2 picks isn't going to turn your farm around, but it'd help. Yes. Absolutely. That's where I was going too. I mean, look, the Giants farm system, it isn't exactly humming, right? It's kind of sputtering a little bit, right? Kick in a couple of backfires. Pow, pow, right? So is it, again, this just came across. Giants and Blue Jays showing interest in Ha-Seong Kim. Again, this was just posted 17 seconds ago. Giants have identified him as an early target, according to Mark Fison. While this is the first substantive tie between Kim and the Giants, that fit had been speculated long before he hit free agency. Giants skipper Bob Melvin managed the infielder for 2 seasons with the Padres. President of Baseball Operations Buster Posey has called shortstop a target area. Improving defensively seems like a particular priority. Again, this just came out literally less than a minute ago. Nothing new, right? Nothing new. But again, I'm going to ask you guys, but we did well in the draft. Did we? Did we do well with Tibbs? To be honest with you, with the other guys, I'm not sure. What's up, Bub Brad? Haven't seen you in a while. Good to see you, dude. Giants need more picks, not less, says Bub. Agreed. What's up, Bub? Good to see you, man. Ha-Seong Kim, 5.1 WAR with Bob Melvin, says John White. He's also coming off of shoulder surgery. Take that. He may not even be ready for the beginning of the season, guys. He may not be ready until June, maybe even July. Benji, Kim is very good. Giants can take over. I don't want Kim. But I also don't want to give up. I don't want to give up 2 draft picks and $1 million. Can the Giants afford that? I honestly, I don't see the Giants getting Adame for that simple reason. I don't see it. Maybe Posey does. Who knows? Again, we don't know what direction Posey may go. He's already come out and said pitching and defense, right? Pitching and defense. I understand. It's worked in the past. I get it. Yeah, I get what you're saying about the Korean market there, Benji. I don't know if Posey wants to give up, because that's the penalty, Greg, unfortunately. Let me go back to it here. It says, because the Giants paid the competitive balance tax in 2024, meaning that they signed any qualified offered players this time around, would result in forfeiting their 2nd and 5th pick, as well as $1 million. So it's a penalty that you get, Greg. Just part of the CBA, man. I know, Johnny. I'm saying the same thing. I don't understand the excitement over Ha-Seong Kim. Adame is willing to come to San Francisco, it'd be stupid not to take. So Mark, are you saying you would give up your second and your fifth round pick and give up $1 million in international bonus? They could eat the million more than, well, you can't. No. Greg, it's on the international only. Not in the regular, not with just regular. I'm talking about you can't use that money towards an international draftee. He would, yes. Mark says yes. Give up 2 draft picks. Give up the international money, $1 million worth to get Willy Adame. Okay, that's fine. George says sign both of them. George, are you willing to give up 2 draft picks and $1 million in international bonus money? Yeah, Sasaki ain't coming here. He's going to go to the Dodgers. Sasaki's been wanting to be a Dodger since freaking last year. Adame or Willy Castro? If we got Kim, we'd be 15 games back before he was ready to go. Hey, who's a better defender? Hey, if we're going to listen to what Buster Posey says, he's about pitching and defense. Who is a better defender? Ha-Sung Kim or Willy Adame? Who is the better defender? Take the bat out of it. Who is the better defender? Yes, I'd be willing because the Giants don't draft well and can save us some money. Well, the reason why the Giants haven't been drafting well could be because of Farhan. Now that we got Buster Posey in the mix, and now they're leaning on scouting, maybe they can draft a little bit better now that they've got a new regime. Kim is a better defender. Okay. Everyone's saying Kim is a better defender. I think that's correct. Because you got to remember too, guys. You got to remember this. Remember last year? Who was the shortstop? Let me take this back. Who was the starting shortstop coming out of spring training for the San Francisco Giants last year? Who was the starting shortstop for your San Francisco Giants coming out of spring training in 2024? Yes, Rob C. Nick Ahmed was the starting shortstop. Rob C. Why was Nick Ahmed the starting shortstop for the San Francisco Giants? What was the reason? What was the premise of Nick Ahmed to be the San Francisco Giants shortstop starting the season last year? Yeah, it was Ahmed. Yeah, it went all over the place. But Ahmed, his defense. Oh, there you go. Rob C. Nick Ahmed, yes. Eddie F. Yes, it was because of his defense, right? It was his defense. Giants wanted defense at shortstop, right? How did that work out for you? How did Nick Ahmed playing defense work out for the San Francisco Giants? Right? That's what he was known. He was the thing that got Nick Ahmed that starting position was because he has a great glove. Arm was questionable, but he could have hit for shit. Thank you, Eddie. Thank you. Because guess what? You also got to hit the ball. Thank you, Eddie. Yes, that's what I'm trying to say. You got to be able to hit the ball as well. You got to have the defense and you got to be able to hit the ball. Because what else you could look? Going defense only at shortstop didn't do nothing for you last year, right? No. Am I saying that that's not going to always work? No. But you got to have more than just defense. If you got a bunch of guys who have a great glove but can't hit, are you going to win games? You see what I'm getting at? You see where I'm driving at? So, am I opposed to defense? No, not at all. But come on, man. If you're a baseball player, you got to be able to do both, right? Not everybody could be Ozzie Smith. Now, don't get me wrong. Was Ozzie Smith a bad bat? No, he didn't have a power bat. He didn't have a power bat, but he was able to still get the bat on the ball, unlike what Nick Ahmed was able to do. Again, it's a different type of baseball that, over the last few years. But you got to be able to hit, man. So it's going to, again, guys, it's going to be interesting to see the direction that the Giants go, specifically at shortstop. Look, I'm just talking about shortstop right now. I haven't even gotten to the other news that's out there, of course, concerning the guy everyone knows I love, Juan Soto. Kim is better than Ahmed, but not by much, man. Not by much. Let's take a look, guys. Let's take a look. Let's compare Nick Ahmed and Ha-Seong Kim. I think Ha-Seong Kim will probably have better numbers. Pretty sure. But let's see. I don't know. I'm just taking a guess. I'm guessing. Let's see what StatHead has to say. Do I want to do an entire career, or do we want to do? Let's do the last three. I like doing last three. Recency, little at least you get some. It's recent, but there's also some history there, right? Let's see what we got here. I never get this. There we go. Got to put in the hyphens. Let's go from 22 to 24. But problem is, didn't Nick Ahmed miss? No, he didn't. No, he didn't. It was at the end of the season he missed time. Okay. Because Nick Ahmed has a much longer season, so it's going to be hard. So I'll just go to last three. So it keeps it somewhat in the same ballpark. Let's see what we got here, guys. Oh, yeah. Ha-Seong Kim, much better. Much better. But he's still like an average player, though. You'll see what I'm talking about here, guys. Yeah, Baseball Savant is really nice, too. Absolutely. But with StatHead, Mike, it compares the entire season of from 2022 to 2024. But yes, I love Baseball Savant. Only problem is it's a little bit more difficult to get a history. Usually it's just for that year. Yeah, you could look at previous years, but it doesn't average it out. Unless there's a way to do that. Here we go. Here's the comparison, guys. Look at that. WAR 13 over a negative. Ooh, games played. Yeah, see, Nick Ahmed, I think, had some injury. So that's huge. We're talking damn near 300 game difference there. Look at the plate appearances, too. But look at this. OPS plus 103. Okay. Batting average 250. That's this year. That's today's 300. But 103, look, 100 is league average. 100. OPS plus, again, take in consideration the ballpark they play in. And Nick Ahmed will get a World Series ring. Yes, you're correct, Morcantna. 100 is league average. So Ha-Seong Kim, even though he's much better than Nick Ahmed, is still an average shortstop. As far as overall, right? Taking everything, his defense and his bat. I don't know, guys. League average bat is totally fine when you have someone as good as defense and his base running as him. Okay, Marcus, who's going to hit in the lineup? Look, I'm fine if you have a guy who's good at defense. Bat is average, but the Giants lineup has a lot of average up and down that lineup. A lot of average. Who's going to be the threat in the lineup, Marcus? I get what you're saying. Means we could pay more for a big bat. Who would be that big bat, Marcus? That's another question. We could get into that, okay? We could get into that. What other big bat would be out there that the Giants could get? Arias. Santander, RBIs. Yeah. Okay. All right, here we go. Let's see. I think I'm going to change something up here. Let's change this up a little bit here. This should be interesting. They're going to do all seasons. Let's just do all seasons. See what we got here. Let's see how comparable these guys are. See if I can get there we go. Okay, here we go. Here we go, guys. Play the game. Play the game here. I always love doing this. This is fun. If you could only have one guy, which guy would you want to have here? If you can only have one of them. Only one. 100% Christian. 100%. Stop with the platoon. Got to get everyday player. Every single day. Everyday studs is even better, Christian. Even better. You want the guy on the left, says Marcus. Remember, war. War takes in consideration defense. Okay. Guy on the left. There we go. The game's pretty close. Plate appearances, a difference of about 500, but they each got over 3,000. Hits, 800 on the right, 695 on the left. Home runs, almost equal. RBIs, sort of equal. Stolen bases, there's a difference. Batting average. Look at that batting average. Again, this is career. This isn't the last three. This is career. 248, 246. On base, the guy on the right takes a little bit more walks. OPS plus, take into consideration the ballparks. Guy on the left has a little bit more power, just a little bit. The guy on the left would do more with more games and plate appearances. I'll take the right, says George. William will take the guy on the right. You only can take one of them, guys. I vote for Pete Alonso. Hi, Dilly, what's up, man? Hey, you know what? I'm going to throw the link out here in a little bit, guys. Throw the link out here in a little bit. I think Alonso might be going to the Yankees, man, to be honest with you. I think he might be going to the damn Yankees. Watch for that. All right, here we go. There you go. Those are your two guys. Willy Adame on the right. Anthony Santander on the left. Again, Willy Adame is going to cost you 2 draft picks and $1 million international bonus. Get both, says Bub. Why not? Bub, if you're not going to get Soto, then you go all three, right? Get Kim, Santander, and Adame. But let's not forget, you also got to get a starting pitcher. At least one starting pitcher. Is that what you're telling me? Mikey Lopez says, well, Mikey. I got confused with the Willie. Mike Lopez. Willy Adame to the Dodgers. Might be. He might be. Adame getting huge WAR boost playing shortstop, but he will lose a lot of that production moving off shortstop. And his defense is declining, is concerning. Exactly. I know, man. There you go. I mean, again, guys, let me ask you this. Giants fans, what does this do for you? I mean, do these guys, do they move the needle? Look, when I mean by move the needle, I'm talking about, is it going to make the Giants get into the playoffs? And if they get into the playoffs, are they going to be able to go deep? If getting those guys, does that lead you to the promised land of the World Series? Does that get you past the Diamondbacks, the Padres, and the Dodgers? Does it get you past the Phillies, the Mets, the Braves? Does it get you past the Milwaukee Brewers? Next year, does it get you past the Cincinnati Reds? Look, guys, that's what I'm saying. The Giants are up against it, man. Again, and it's all determinant on whether or not they want to start winning next year. And what I mean by start winning, you're going out there competing a lot more. Look, can you turn it around in 1 year? It's going to be difficult to turn it around in 1 year. I'm not oblivious to that. You're going to really probably start cooking probably in the next 2 or 3. Oh, brother, here we go. You want to get into this stuff? Here we go. I think you guys are going to love this. Which one do I want to hit first? How about this one? Where was it? Here, how about this, guys? Alex, if you're in need of a starting, who do you take, Snell or Fried? I would take Snell over Fried. We'll get into that here shortly, too. You know what? Actually, do I have that on my... Wait, whoa. What's going on here? No. Where did I see this? Ooh, is this one come up? Is this one? Can't read it. Damn it. All right, we'll come back to this one. Damn it. It's behind a paywall. I'm going to have to read it from my phone. All right, hold on, guys. Just give me a minute here. I got this. Let's do this. We'll just start here. Why not? Check this out. Coming from Talking Baseball. This is John Boy Media, by the way. The Rays are one of 7 known teams who have called about Juan Soto, per John Heyman. The other teams, Yankees, Mets, Dodgers, Blue Jays, Red Sox, and the Giants. So now the Rays are getting involved. The lowly, what's up, Carter? The team that doesn't spend a lot of money, Tampa Bay Rays, are now calling in about Juan Soto. Again, let's look at this so far. Known teams, Rays, Yankees, Mets, Dodgers, Blue Jays, Red Sox, Giants. Are you sure? Look, the Rays absolutely 100% understand how much it's going to cost to get Juan Soto, and they're still calling in on Juan Soto. Look, if the Rays, come on, man. If the Rays, and look, everyone says the Rays can't afford, but if they're checking in on him, obviously they got some money they can spend, right? They wouldn't be Look, a team knows that Juan Soto is going to be a lot of money. So if they're checking in on him, obviously they're serious, right? They don't even have a stadium. Hey, if you can't have a stadium, have one of the best baseball players on the team, right? No, not Kapler's in Miami. Wrong Florida team there, Rob. But there you go. How about that? Hey, there's more. Hey, you want to see some more news about Juan Soto? Here, hold on. Actually, yeah, I'm not gonna. We'll just keep it. We'll just do what he says. We got a quote here from Scott Boras, guys. Yeah, the San Francisco Chronicle. I'm gonna be reading it here in a little bit. I got it. I got to read it from my phone. This is from SNY. Of course, New York. What do you call it? Radio or media that covers mostly the Mets, but also the Yankees. Playing in New York for Juan was really, really comfortable. He really, really enjoyed his teammates, the Yankee experience. Juan loves winning. There we go. Loves winning. I don't like to hear that. No, don't get me wrong. Of course, as a Giants fan, you don't want to hear that because that's one of the things that the Giants have against them because right now they're not winning. Goodness gracious. So there you go. Again, he can win in San Francisco. No doubt about it, Rocks. 100%. No, I agree. And I think winning could come to San Francisco. But if he wants to win like immediately right now, if he's willing to wait a couple of years, then they're winning, right? No one likes a loser. Absolutely, Mike. But again, sometimes it takes a while to get back to the winning ways. But here, listen to this. I think this gives you a little bit of glimpse of a type of contract that Juan Soto is looking at. Oh boy. The next one is going to be very telling. Oh boy. Now, this is going to give you to understand. This is going to give you an understanding of where the contract's going to go, guys. Boom. Scott Boras, he literally has 15 years more of his prime to offer. 15 years more of his prime, he says. Look, come on, Scott. Not prime. Let's not go prime. Look, dude, you're talking about him being in his prime in his 40s? Come on, dude. But that's giving you the idea, man, right there. He is literally 15 years, or he has literally 15 years more of his prime to offer. There you go. There you go, guys. Remember when I said if you go 14, 670, maybe you're doing something there. There you go, man. Because when I put 14 years, that is at his age 40. If you do 14 years, his last year will be age 40. And I said those last couple of years are not going to be in his prime. Will he be effective? He'll still be effective because, again, as Carter is saying in there, you still could DH him. Soto? No, Soto's 26, man. Soto's only 26. He just turned 26 during the World Series. So there you go, guys. He's talking 15 years. That's probably going to be the high mark, right? Yes, Ibrahim. But I don't care about the last years being doo-doo. I care less. What can you do in those other 10 years, let's say? $14 years, 670. That's the number I've been throwing out there. Yes, correct. Ibrahim. Pretty much. And because here's the deal. There's two things that Scott Boras is going to want. Two things. He's going to want the high AAV and he wants the biggest contract. I'm telling you, 14 years, 670. That's $48 million an annual average value. That is the most in the MLB right now. I think that's like $1 million or $2 million more, right? Something like that. Isn't that $1 million or $2 million more? All you got to do is just get above the annual average. I'm telling you, that's what Scott Boras wants to do, guys. Scott Boras wants to have that high AAV and, of course, the big contract. That's just what he does. Do you think Boras misses Farhan? That's pretty good, Rob. You know what Farhan was? He was a safety valve. He was the safety valve for Scott Boras. Because if he couldn't get anywhere else, all he had to do was go to freaking go to Farhan and say, "Hey, Farhan, I want to get my guys. I want to get his value back up. Go ahead. Let's do a 3-year with an opt out after the first year." And Farhan will say, "Okay." And then they come to San Francisco. They get right. Then they go back on the market and leave San Francisco in the dust. That's what they did in the past. That's what they did. Farhan acted as though the San Francisco Giants was a major league farm system for the rest of the league to a certain extent. If another team signed Soto, then what? Well, we kind of talked about it a little bit. You could go out there. I mean, if you want, hey, you guys want to go like extreme dominant pitching, go out there and sign Burns and Snell. Anonymous was talking to me about that. Go out there and sign Burns and Snell. And then what you do with the lineup, hell if I know, man. To be honest with you, I don't know. What's up, Giants Report? I am doing well. Thanks. I saw your tweet come out right after I retweeted the whole Juan Soto stuff. Yeah, there you go, Mark. Farhan made the Giants into the Betty Ford Clinic for the MLB. 100%. Come to San Francisco, get right, and then go out there and get your payday with another team. That's what Farhan did with this team. Of course they're interested in him, man. Of course they're interested. Mets and Rico Garcia agreed to a minor league deal. All right, guys. Here, let me see if I can get that damn John Shea article here. I think where's it at? It was Twitter, right? Pretty sure it's Twitter. John Shea. How come I'm not seeing on Twitter? I thought I had it on mine. What the heck's going on here? Oh, I know what I need to do. Hold on. Stand by. Hold on. It's not the one I wanted. Here we go. Let's throw on the reader here. Agent Scott Boras ready to do business with Giants Buster Posey on Elite. Free agents, guys. Again, this is the title. Here we go. Look, see right there. Agent Scott Boras ready to do business with Giants Buster Posey on Elite free agents. High-powered free agent Scott Boras sees San Francisco Giants in good hands with Buster Posey as the new president of baseball operations. Here we go. A quote from Scott. He was a great major leaguer, but most importantly, he understands San Francisco and the ballpark. Boras said in a Chronicle interview as the general manager's meetings Wednesday, he's won there repeatedly. Typically, Boras has a slew of free agents who would nicely fit any roster. That's especially the case with the 2025 Giants, making Boras a source for a one-stop shopping. A premium price, however. Posey said Tuesday that the Giants are looking for a shortstop, and one of Boras's clients is Take a guess. Ha-Seong Kim. Boras also represents outfielder Juan Soto, the jewel of the free agent class. Starting pitcher Blake Snell, who opted out, of course. And, of course, first baseman Pete Alonso. There you go, Dilly. Under Farhan Zaidi, the Giants bid on the top free agents the past 2 off seasons. Aaron Judge and Shohei Ohtani, only to be rejected despite offering practically the same contracts the players received from the Yankees and Dodgers, respectively. Soto's now on the clock. Mm-hmm. And if the Giants seriously enter the competition, talking about Soto, it's questionable whether they can make a dent in the projected bidding war between the Yankees and Mets. I don't like that. Why would it be questionable if they can make a dent? The Giants have a lot of money, don't they? Well, am I missing something? Giants, right? Have a lot of money, I thought. That shouldn't be the issue. The money shouldn't be the issue. It should be some other reasons. Of course, Boras would love for the Giants ownership to join the Soto sweepstakes. Okay, guys, let's be honest here. Why do you think Boras wants the Giants to join the sweepstakes? Honestly, let's be honest. Why? Why? Who would Boras want? Why would Boras want the Giants to intercede? We all know. Yeah, Alex, exactly. William, yes, 100%. Oh, here we go. Boras also knows how to operate Google just like me. The Giants are a top five or six franchise, said Boras, who met with Posey for 45 minutes this week. They should and have the ability to go after anybody they choose. They're a major market team. So I wouldn't restrain them in any way. Ooh. Yeah, I know he is. I know all about Scott. Come on. You know it'd be awesome? Get Scott Boras on the show. Yeah, right. We're too small for that stuff. But that would be awesome. I'd love to talk to him. That'd be awesome, man. Just hear what he has to say. He's a salesman, right? He's a salesman. I get it. Yeah, it's not like he's going to give up any state secrets. Come on. Again, this is Boras. Let me reiterate this. They, talking about the Giants, should and have the ability to go after anybody they choose. They're a major market team. So I wouldn't restrain them in any way. Boras anticipates a livelier market for Snell than a year ago when the lefty signed with the Giants in late spring. The interest level is completely different than it was a year ago, said Boras. Talking about Blake Snell. He answered the question by showing the consistency of his dominance. It's the kind of what teams really need to see. Showing the consistency of his dominance. Boras said Snell is open to returning to San Francisco or to the Giants. He pitched great in San Francisco and enjoyed his time there. So yeah, for sure. But playing on the West Coast is not a priority. Guys, listen to this. Blake Snell playing on the West Coast is not a priority. So it sounds like he's willing to go back east. I'm not going to even get into Kim. Boras said Posey should not have a problem transitioning as the new leader of the Giants' baseball operations department, drawing an analogy from Posey's college days to make his point. You've seen it happen before, Boras said. Buster was a shortstop at Florida State and became a catcher. When you ask me if Buster can withstand ownership, if he can withstand the acclimation of this process, my God, the guy changed positions to become a catcher, which is the hardest thing to do in baseball to me. And a great one, too. You hear that? You hear that from Scott Boras? He's really schmoozing up Buster, isn't he? He is schmoozing him up. Listen to that. I love it. When you ask me if Buster can withstand ownership, if he can withstand the acclimation of this process, my God, the guy changed positions to become a catcher, which is the hardest thing to do in baseball to me. I love it. Yeah, Gilbert, 100%. Boras, yeah, he has a panache for the extravagant, doesn't he? I love it. I love it. Oh, man. So what does this all mean? Nothing. Means absolutely nothing. Not a damn freaking thing. Until deals are signed, it means nothing. So what did the Giants do, guys? What do the Giants do? Tell you what, let me throw out the link. Why not? Link is out there. You guys want to come and join? I'll hear what you guys have to say. I threw it out there a little bit too late yesterday. My apologies. I start getting going, and lo and behold, time's already up. Boras is a veteran of the game. Could be using Ricky Posey as a stock. 100%, Alex. There's no doubt about it. I think Posey might know better, though. Posey might know better. I don't know. Let's see. Do we have any other? Let's see. We got any other damn news going on? Nothing there. David Stearns talking about pursuing aggressively players that we believe will help us win a World Series, not only this year, but for years to come. Oh, listen to this one, guys. This is great. More Scott Boras quotes. Scott Boras was asked about Pete Alonso's market. We hear a lot about the bear market for power hitting first baseman. For Pete's sake, it's the polar opposite. Oh, man, there was like 3 different puns in there, man. Oh my God. Here, I'll share it so you guys can see it. Sometimes people want to see it. This is pretty good. We hear a lot about the bear market for power hitting first baseman. For Pete's sake, It's the polar opposite. Oh, man. That's pretty damn good. That's pretty damn good. Scott Boras, man, I'm telling you, he knows how to speak. There is no doubt about it. There is no doubt about it, man. All right. Hey, there's a guy in the green room. Hey, I tell you what, Dilly, before I bring you in, let me go warm up my damn Starbucks. I got me some pumpkin spice. Hold on, guys. I'm back. And with that, let's welcome Dilly. What's up, Dilly? How's it going, man?
Well, I'm not sick anymore, so that's good.
Hey, yeah, you don't. I could tell the congestion has vacated the premises.
Yeah, it's resigned from its duties.
Nice.
That was not
and you know
fun.
what? I tell you what, I love being on StreamYard than OBS. I mean, don't get me wrong, OBS, it's okay. But damn,
It's
dude.
like
up,
I compare it to like using like Google Docs versus Microsoft Word. It's like Microsoft Word has more options, but it's more complicated. It's less user friendly.
Gotcha.
I do like OBS. Oh, but I don't stream, so
Gotcha.
like recording just long form content is easier in that regard. So but,
yeah, gotcha.
You'll get the hang of it, I'm sure.
Yeah, I get it. I'm a pretty quick learner. The more you do it, the more familiar you get with it. I see you got Pete Alonso. I know you have been an advocate for Pete Alonso. I tell you what, man, let's go. Okay. Let's think about this real quick. How much will it cost to get Pete Alonso, you think?
Definitely, obviously, because he has the qualifying offer, so you're gonna have to run into that as well.
Oh, dear God. See, okay, now we're running into problems here.
Yeah. So
because if you also want to get Willy Adame, now you're gonna give up. You're giving up a lot of.
Yeah. But here's the deal. The reason you take Willy Adame, and by the way, as much as I would love to have Pete Alonso on this team, like it would make me so happy. Selfishly, it would honestly probably make me happier than if we signed Soto, just because of how much I just he's my guy. But from a Giants general fan standpoint, that's not going to happen, and I'm aware of this, but. If we're going to play like Christmas shopping list, right? The reason that you take a Willy Adame over a Hassan Kim is because of his bat. Like at the end of the day, that's why.
Yes.
However, if you sign Pete Alonso, you can sacrifice that power in the bat and get Kim as your shortstop. So like it's contingent on other moves. Why that would make sense to get someone like Pete Alonso. Because you wouldn't obviously, so that way you're avoiding the qualifying or the draft picks with Adame. So like you're not picking up Adame, so you're not double dipping on the draft pick pool loss. Just and honestly, I like the power more from Pete Alonso than I do Adame every day of the week.
Right.
And he's a right-handed bat, so it plays a little bit better in Oracle. Although I will say, just based off of the eye test and nothing more than that, so it could have no merit behind it. But I feel like Alonso likes his right center field, opposite field type approach sometimes for some
And
of his power.
you're gonna suffer in Oracle Park with that.
Yeah, and that's not a thing at Oracle. However, and he's not the most fast, so it's not like he's going to benefit from Triples Alley as much as someone like Kim or Adamas would. But I don't know. Just for me, selfishly, I would love nothing more than to have a Pete Alonso parked at first and then move to DH because his defense is not great when Eldridge comes up eventually. So, because that's another thing you have to worry about with someone like that.
You got to, right. Well, look, I just saw what Ibrahim said.
Now, in the Giants chat with Ibrahim Khan.
All right. I love what you're, look at this. He's busting out his inner Scott Boras. He goes, in honor of Eric Starbuck tonight, which is a pumpkin spice latte, our Boras quote can be, will the Giants spice things up with Soto to cap off a Cinderella story, or will he turn into a pumpkin with no signings?
That's pretty good.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good, Ibrahim.
I don't spend money just to spend money. That's where I'm at.
Yes. Quality over quantity.
Exactly. Don't go out and sign everyone that you can sign just because you can sign them. Sign the dudes who are going to actually do what you need them to do. And whether that's heavier on pitch, it's like you can take a look at it like kind of like fantasy baseball, where it's like depending on where you are in the draft determines who you're going to get the best value at. So like if you're third position in the draft, then maybe the first 5 rounds are best for you to go with pitching. Whereas with the Giants right now, if you don't get Soto, who's the best bat available, then maybe the best values in pitching, or maybe the best values in middle infield, or maybe the best something like that. Like your value like position changes depending on who's on the board, who's off the board. And so I don't want them to go, oh, we didn't get Soto. Okay, well now we're just going to sign literally everyone else because we have Soto money left.
Yes.
And we're just going to dump that into a bunch of like mediocre players. It's like, that's how you get the Shamanayas and the Michael Confortos and the Mitch Hanigers and the Ross Striplings. All that's how you end up in that position.
Yep.
And
exactly.
You don't want to
100%.
do that again.
Okay. So if all the Giants do, say they just go out there and they sign Corbin Burns and Hassan Kim, and they call it an offseason.
Objectively speaking, their team did get better. I will say that.
It is getting better.
Whether it's better enough is the question to debate. And honestly, I in a way kind of would prefer and the only way I think that happens is they get Burns, Kim, and then say that is because the rest of the table got bought up already. That Adame signed already, Soto signed already, Alonso signed already. Because if they get Burns and Kim, they will have gotten, I would assume that they would have gotten Burns first, because I feel like he's going to be more high price target.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like Kim, but that being said, Kim is more, I don't know. I feel like they would get Burns first in that scenario. I think they would too. And if that were the case, I feel like that would be fairly earlier in the offseason because he is one of the higher price targets. I saw something earlier today that said that he's like the best pitcher on the market available, which, I mean, yeah, you can make that point. I feel like to say that with full chest is bold, considering you have Snell there as well. And you have who has, whether he was here or not in the first half, has proven that he is a dominant pitcher and that he can be that guy. And then dudes like Fried to a lesser extent, and Flaherty's out there floating around. So but to say Burns is the best pitcher probably isn't a false statement, but I wouldn't say it like so easily, if that makes sense. because
Right.
there are some other pitchers out there that come to mind that are fairly close in that conversation.
Right.
But I think if they just do those two things, it's because they missed out on the other guys like Pete Alonso, Adame, Soto, all that kind of stuff. And if that, I can't imagine if they don't get Soto, that they don't sign like a Santander or something like that. I feel like they might go for one outfield acquisition. But if they don't, I'd prefer for them to have that flexibility going into next year, even if next year's free agency is not crazy stacked for that kind of a thing, like that kind of power. Because then at the end of the day, if you do get Kim this year, guess who's a free agent next year? Bo Bichette. So then Kim slides over to second, and Bichette's your shortstop. And so now you're set up pretty good on the infield.
Right.
So it's interesting because avoiding roster clogs for the sake of just signing people to sign people, I feel like is a valuable, like it's addition by subtraction at that point.
Right. And let's think about this, guys. We had Snell last year. Now, granted, Snell sucked up the very beginning, and Burns probably won't do that. But how many more wins do the Giants get by adding a Kim and a Burns, and then maybe having a full year of Lee? How many more wins do you get out of that?
That's a very good question.
Is it? That's what I'm saying. I think you're still looking up at Arizona. I think you're still looking up at, because Arizona is going to be better next year.
And we'll see, because Arizona is losing
Walker, maybe.
Well, yeah, theoretically Walker, and that's a big power insulator in that lineup. Did they? I can't remember what they decided they were going to do with Eugenio Suarez.
Did they pick up their option? I can't remember if he did or not. I
can't remember either, but that's another power bat, and he got hot and streaky, which is that unreliable is what I would call that. He has the potential to be a very imposing bat, but I wouldn't bank on that. And then you're hoping for a return to form from Corbin Carroll, who kind of started to show that he was
remember Alex
coming out of
Thomas
it.
Was hurt a lot last year. They
That's
still got
another
that
one.
young shortstop. What's his name? It's supposed to be
I know.
He hasn't made his appearance yet.
They
got a lot of young and a lot of speed, but
I really like Jake McCarthy.
Jake McCarthy. I think the Giants the Giants are going to have to compete with the Diamondbacks, the Padres, the Dodgers, the Phillies, the Mets, the Braves, the Brewers. Who else am I missing out? The Cincinnati Reds may be better.
Yeah.
So
they were very underwooking this year. I was very disappointed with the Reds. I had them being on like,
but now they got Terry Francona leading the ship and might be cooking. We'll see.
I had the Reds being on the same level as like the Royals and Orioles. I had them going into the season being like on par with those two teams, and they just weren't at all, and not really ever like kind of sort of so. So I'm looking for them to bounce back, hopefully this coming season. Just because I like their young talent. Their young talent's interesting.
The only reason why I'm saying Burns and Kim is I'm just kind of going with what Posey's been saying, and that is pitching and defense. He's been saying that often.
I think Posey's high on Burns. I think he likes Burns. And I'd kind of said, just in talking with some people I know, I was like, I have this sneaking suspicion that out of all the free agent pitchers, Burns is like Posey's guy. Like, I think doesn't Burns have ties to California and all that kind of
I think he went to college to St. Mary's, right?
Yeah. So you can appeal to all that. It's the same show that you play on everyone who's kind of sort of even related to California in any way. You pull all those ties, but Kim makes a lot of sense on a lot of different levels. He's basically the infield version of Robbie Ray. If you signed him, you'd sign him to a long deal and you just know that he's coming back. I read a thing earlier today that said that he's not going to come back until late April, early May, which basically means late May in baseball speak. And he's not going to be right. He's not going to be right until for months, if at all, next season.
Yeah. It might be a total. Exactly.
Yeah. And same with Robbie Ray this year. It was like, and that's why I was happy when we got him, was because you can use this half of the season to get him back into the swing of things, have him go into the off season and have a full healthy off season, and spring training. And then next year, theoretically, he should be Robbie Ray returned to form and solid. So if you have to do that with Kim, if you're signing into a long year deal, 5-6 years, whatever it may be, then I'd be okay with that under the contingency that you look to do something like a Bichette next year or something of the sort.
Right. And here's another thing. There's some precedent about guys coming off of shoulder surgery. Did you see what Michael Conforto did with the Giants after coming off of the shoulder?
That's a very good point. That's a
right.
Very good
he
point.
Sucked. And look.
And he was a power bat too.
He was a power bat. Now, Jung-Hoo Lee coming off shoulder surgery. Ha-Seong Kim coming off shoulder surgery. You got potentially two guys who are coming off of significant surgeries that may not be at full percent or at 100%, guys. And again, I don't know. I don't even know what I don't even know what to say about that, to be honest with you.
Before I knew that before Kim like basically fell apart with his shoulder and he was having to have surgery done, that's who I like the most on the shortstop side of things, because he's versatile in the fact that he can play second, he can play third, but obviously now things have changed since then. He doesn't need to play third, but he could, and he can play short, obviously. And he's a Gold Glove defender. He's fast, which is a super big selling point to me, is that he can steal 30 plus bases. And with Bob Melvin, he did steal 30 plus bases. So I would like to see them like have a change of philosophy on the base path in that regard. And
they're going to have to.
Dudes like Kim are the way to do that. And I like the chemistry with Jung-Hoo Lee. I think that's a huge, huge factor as well. He already knows Bob Melvin has said, like, I like Bob Melvin.
Okay.
So
yeah, that's
like,
it. Don't get me wrong. He mentally, I think he'll be there a little bit better than right.
To your point, the bat does with the whole Conforto shoulder surgery thing.
Yes,
if I'm not wrong, it was the same like problem, was it not? Like they both had
non-throwing shoulder.
They both had labrum surgery, which is intense.
Yes.
And so what I'm fearful of is that Ha-Seong Kim's bat already wasn't prolific.
Right.
It was serviceable, but not prolific.
Right.
And so you take that away, which, I mean, for a contact hitter, which is what he would be, he would have to be an extra base hit contact hitter. He's not going to hit you 25 home runs. That might be less of a factor because you're not trying to lift and launch. You're just trying to make contact.
You're just trying to make contact.
Yeah. And with a guy like Conforto, who's lifting and launching and trying to swing out of his shoes every time, I wonder if that has more of a play into it with the shoulder being bummed out. I don't know. It's just speculation at that point. But I don't think it's a bad acquisition if you get Kim. It's just you have to stash him, and that's what you have to live with.
And Bub's kind of speaking to me. I've said this before too. If all you're going to go out there is get Lee, Chapman, and Kim, it's time to find a new team to root for, man. I mean, seriously, because look, it's Bub, and I kind of tell me if I'm wrong. We went through 6 years under Farhan of him trying to rebuild the team through the farm, and it didn't happen. Sure, he may have hit on a couple of guys. The jury is still out on Harrison. Jury is still out on Schmidt. We don't know.
Eldridge.
Birdsong looks like he may be something. Eldridge looks like he might be something. Again, we got to wait until. Was
Crawford a signing? Reggie Crawford,
but he's done for another year. He blew out his shoulder. He blew out his shoulder.
About time. Just get it over with, because I feel like the writing was on the wall with that for a while. I feel like just get it over with. You're young, and see what happens after that.
Yeah, and Kim, he busted it up, stealing second, kind of like what Ohtani did. Maybe you need a
which Ohtani had surgery on his shoulder
yes,
as well.
He did. He had surgery on his shoulder.
That was much more insignificant, though, which is
right.
Good for him. Good for him.
Right. How about this, guys? I saw this earlier today. You know anything about Owen Cassie?
I do not.
I guess is it Casey? Maybe Casey. Owen Casey is a popular name in the early stage trade buzz at the GM meetings. 22 years old, Cub prospect is coming off an impressive AAA. but does not have a clear path to everyday at-bats in a crowded MLB outfield. I don't even know who the guy is.
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't even know if that's a Buster Posey type of move, to be honest with you. Because if you think about it, we got a bunch of young outfielders. You got Matos, you got McRae. So, I mean, is he really going to add anything? I don't know.
Matos, if I'm being completely honest and transparent, he needs to show me something and something soon, because I'm starting to lose it on my stock in him is starting to drop significantly. I was real high on him a couple years ago.
So was I, yeah.
And I liked that he put on a bunch of weight this offseason and then came into this season visibly looking stronger and stuff like that. And then it was the same story. It was warning track power, swung at too much stuff, and then just was kind of mad. And the mental errors in the defense kill me, because if you're physically capable of making plays and you're an athlete and you are messing up mentally, that to me is unacceptable. You should be able to make the correct decisions. The limiting factor should be the physical capability to pursue those decisions. It should not be the other way around.
Well, here's the issue I had with Matos. Yeah, he was player of the week, and then they moved him in the lineup, and I think that messed with him. But he looked, I don't know. Is it just me? Did he kind of, I don't know. You can't get in his head. All you could do is look at body language. He almost looks like he was checked out mentally.
Yes.
In that way?
Yes,
and again,
absolutely.
that could be because of the way the Giants have been treating him. So
yeah, and what kills me about him, and it kind of is the same thing. Like, it was the same thing with Duvall, and VR is an extreme case of that. They look like sad sacks when they're playing baseball. You are playing a professional sport on a major league team, getting paid more money than most people make ever. And yet you go up there, you strike out in 3 pitches, you drag your bat back to the dugout, you sit down and pout. It's like, dude, you are like living someone's absolute dream of dreams.
Right.
Show that a little bit. And so I understand the mental aspect of the game. When you start to struggle is miserable. Do not get me wrong. I don't want to discredit that at all. It's when you are like that for the entire season and then you also suck on top of it. It's like, show signs of like, I know I'm in a rut, but hey, we're going to get there. Like, put on that we're going to fix some stuff and get better face, and not pout about it. Cause that's same with Duvall. Duvall would give up a bunch of runs or whatever, get pulled out, and then you come off the mound and just be pouting the whole time. I'm like, I don't like that brand of baseball. I'd rather you be upset, like visibly upset at yourself, or like take a positive outlook on it, because the pouting is what kills me. And that also goes back to the mental error thing. It's like, do not make silly mistakes like throwing home when there's a dude rounding first, going to second into scoring position.
Right.
You're never going to throw him out at home. You
had no chance.
Yeah, no. And you don't have that kind of arm to throw him out at home. So just know that, take your medicine, make the play that's smart, and go on with it. It's like, I don't know. That kind of stuff kills me. And that's why my stock in Matos is dropping significantly. I was impressed when he bat like 250, his
rookie year.
The first time we saw him, I was very impressed with that. Any rookie does that, I'm like, props to you. The following year, last year or this year, whatever you want to call it, it wasn't the same vibe. It was like, I wanted him to build on it, and he didn't build on it. And then he implemented the whole pouting thing, and I was like, well, I'm not about that life. I would much rather see McRae, because he's got some fire.
He showed something. Granted, though, his strikeouts.
No, and his bat, I don't think will be a prolific one at all. His thing, and we're starting to have too many of them, where it's just contact, I'm fast on the base path type of deal. Right. So he bats 225, but when he gets on base or takes a walk, he steals 2. So it's like, that's cool, but you can't have 4 of those dudes on the team.
Right. I don't know, man. It's gonna be tough. and how the Giants navigate this. Again, the Farhan didn't exactly leave the organization
Primed
in the
and
best
ready.
of it reminds me, you remember how people were dogging on Bobby Evans, the status of the team when Farhan took over, right? Remember?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Look what's happened with Farhan. Farhan did the exact same thing as Evans, except
Yeah.
granted, he didn't have a lot of bad. Well, then again, he did. No, let's take it back. Farhan had a lot more worse contracts, but they just weren't as long.
Yeah. He was
Because
catching the tail end of them.
Look. I mean, let's just look at last year. He signed Soler. He signed Ahmed. Who else did he sign? Oh, he traded for Robbie Ray.
Yeah. Got Chapman.
Got Chapman.
Snell.
And Snell. Okay. So basically, Snell is just a 1-year deal. He's gone.
Tom Murphy.
Could have traded him. Could have got some. Ahmed got DFA'd. Soler got traded.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just, and that's just last year. We're not even getting into the whole DeSclafani and Haniger and
No,
La
that was a
Stella
mess. That was a
and
disaster.
what's his name? Oh God, the lefty. How come I can't think of his name?
Mania.
No, him too.
Stripling.
Alex Wood.
Wait. Oh,
I mean,
Wood. Yeah.
You had all these guys. I mean, absolutely horrible signings, right? And don't get me wrong, he's made a couple of good ones and made a couple of decent trades. But on the up and up, man, come on, he didn't do a very good job.
No, when his marquee moments were, and I say marquee moments as in people that he signed that played for a substantial time with the Giants, being like Yaz and Wade. Tyro, yep. I don't know how much credit you can give to him because Posey basically cherry-picked Tyro.
Yep.
So, and I really like Tyro. I just think he got screwed by circumstance.
And that's another thing. What do you do with Tyro? What do you do with Fitzgerald? Are they going to be your second? Because if you get Kim, I guess he's going to be your shortstop, and if Fitzgerald will be your second base. But what do you do with Tyro? Do you just let him go? He hasn't been hard one. He hasn't been very good either.
No, and
a lot of mediocrity on the San Francisco Giants.
Pretty much, that's the name of the game. And what kills me about Farhan in hindsight is that he was obviously notorious for promise big, deliver small.
Yeah.
And discreetly though, because it wasn't like it was blatant. It wasn't like he was
right.
We are signing Aaron Judge and that's what's going to happen, and then he doesn't do it. It was like subtle.
He kind of did that with Yamamoto.
Yeah, he did do that. I will say, and it could be just the optimistic, blissfully optimistic Giants fan in me. Going into this offseason with Posey at the helm, the feeling that I have, because the vibe that I'm getting from Posey is that something's going to happen. Something substantial is going to happen. Like, he's here to mix some stuff up. He's here to make some change and have some like legitimate, serious acquisition. That's based on just the very small, vague things that he said, other than the fact that he said, we're signing a shortstop. Right. I feel like I have more confidence in his promises or the feeling that he's casting out right now than I ever did with Farhan.
Okay.
That's just based on the merit of Posey being Buster Posey. So I'm hoping that I'm not let down.
Right. See, and here's the thing, and this is something that I keep thinking about. Whether it's fair or not, I'm just telling you how I feel, guys. I'm not saying that I'm right, and I'm not saying that I'm wrong. It's just an idea. Going into this offseason, who is the guy that has done this before for the San Francisco Giants? I'm talking about negotiating with player agents, negotiating with other teams if you want to do a trade. Yes, he did. Hope he lied. He's a liar. But who is the guy that has done the rodeo before, right? Scott Manasian has never done this. Buster Posey has never done this. And that's why I was hoping when they were going to hire a GM, I was hoping that there was going to be a guy out there that was going to be a little bit more in the know, if you know what I mean. Are you nervous at all? Does that make you concerned? Hey, these guys are let's just say they're amateurs when it comes to trying to negotiate with this type of stuff.
There's two different routes you could take when looking at that. You could appeal to the more optimistic side and be like, look at Stephen Vogt and what he did with the Guardians this year. He's never managed before other than being a catcher, which is like, I mean, as a player that you're a manager, yeah, okay, sure. But Stephen Vogt has never managed a professional baseball team or any team for that matter before. And now he took his team in the first year to the playoffs. So it's like first time job with a lot of success, just the right guy for the right spot. And then you could also take it one step further and be like, well, the new mindset that Posey and Manayasen bring to the table, it could be a totally different, well, it's going to be a totally different philosophy than what it was before, which I think that's what the Giants need. I think they just need a culture shock. They need a complete and total just 180 culture shock to their system. And I think Posey's going to bring that because I think he's going to bring it back to being a little bit more old school. Whereas with Farhan, obviously, we know how that went. But then you could also appeal to Posey's, like when he was a rookie playing baseball, thrown into Major League Baseball, he never got sent back down. He was brought up and he was good to go. He was first time on the job. He just saddled up and was how he was his rookie season and so on and so forth. He was super good. So he has experience being thrown into a position that is fairly foreign to him and then adapting and becoming elite at that position. So if there's going to be a guy who can first time president of baseball operations, I've never done anything like this before, I feel like Posey's going to be the guy to do that.
Yeah, I think Posey's going to be the front man in that, right?
Manayasen, I don't know. We'll see.
Manayasen, okay, I see a lot of people talking about this. Let me address this. Scott Manayasen, he was with the Milwaukee Brewers, right? What exactly did he do with the Milwaukee Brewers? He was a pro scout. That's important. 100%. Being a pro scout is important, but what does that have anything to do with negotiating? And also, when you're doing trades, sure, you're probably talking about, okay, this guy has this type of skill, this guy has this type of skill, and we're trading for this guy who has this type of skill, this type of skill. Okay, now you get it. But what are you going to do? Look, the guy was only in his 20s when he was with Milwaukee. I don't think he was in any position to make quote unquote decisions. Was he given information? Absolutely. The guy was a pro scout. I get it. I understand it. But what type of work did he do in actually consummating trades or consummating free agent signings? That's the issue that I have. I'm not discrediting his scouting ability. I'm sure it's absolutely off the charts. I get it. I 100% understand that. And like I said, there's value to that. But when I'm talking about negotiating, that's a whole different ball of wax. Just like with Buster Posey, I do not in any way, shape, or form doubt his competitiveness. The guy wants to win. I will never sit here and say the guy doesn't want to win. But when you're playing a position in baseball, it's different than filling a position in the office as an executive. Totally different, right? You can have the same mindset, but it takes totally different skills. So we're gonna have to. Again, I just wanted somebody with a little bit more experience in that realm. I'm talking about negotiations because that's important. In the offseason, that is the most important skill to have in the offseason. Look, during the trade deadline, that's all about scouting, right? You're scouting either the major league player or you're scouting their minor leagues to see who you want to get in return. Winter meetings, you're looking at free agents, right? It's about dollars and cents. And if you can't negotiate with the people such as Scott Boras, you're going to get eaten alive. You're going to get eaten alive. 100%. So when you're in that when you're sitting at the table, if you don't have the wits about you, you're going to get trampled on. And that's the concern I have. And that's why I wanted the Giants, as far as a GM is concerned. Look, if you wanted to have Zach still part of the organization, that's fine. But if you want a guy who's going to do that type of stuff, man, that's my concern. Again,
I wonder, and I was actually talking with one of my buddies about this today. I wonder if Maniason is, because I'm not particularly familiar with what the exact job descriptions of president of baseball operations versus general manager are. I don't know where the overlap happens, because I feel like Farhan, when he was president of baseball operations, there was a lot of overlap into I'm also general managing as well and all this kind of stuff.
right?
So I don't know how sharp or how thick of a line Posey's going to draw in the sand in that regard, but I could see it being a thing. And I hope I'm right about this, because I think it'd be advantageous to the Giants, where Maniason is known for his scouting. He helped contribute getting a lot of the major pieces in the Brewers organization.
But did he? That's what I'm saying. Did he really? Yeah,
I
said he was
believe.
But what did he do? I mean, how old was he when he got hired by the Milwaukee?
That is a good question.
He's in like in his young 20s, right?
What I have been told.
What did he do?
What I've been told,
see it too. I seen it in his bio. Oh yeah, he was part of this. But what did he do? Did he just? All he do is just say, hey, yeah, that's going to be a good player? Did he actually sit at the table and was negotiating with agents and other teams? Was he at the table for that?
I'm gonna go out and say yes for at least some of them, because I vaguely remember reading something that said that it was a very collaborative effort in that regard.
Okay.
So
because Stearns was the guy at that time, right? He was the Stearns.
Based on that merit, what I hope for the Giants is that Maniason was brought in as a GM to basically be a GM scout in terms of the free agent market and like trade acquisitions and stuff like that. So he'll come in and he'll survey who's available, some possible trades, some possible whatever, use his scouting background to figure out who's the best like available players and how that fits the needs of the Giants, and basically tell Posey, like, we need this guy. This is who we need to get. Do whatever you can to get this guy. This is our guy. And he does that with however many people he sees fit. And then Posey, as the president of baseball operations, is the guy who goes and sits down at the table and is like, what is it going to take to get this guy? Because we're going to get this guy. Right. And so basically Maniason's the radar gun, and then Posey's just the guy who goes out and finds the blip. So, or gets what we need to get. Does the
negotiations.
Yeah, pretty much. Because I think Posey's a really, really good he could probably be a phenomenal player scout as much as he is just a people scout. I think he's a great people reader. I think he knows when there's a player out there who's like, he's legit. This is a legitimate player and we need to get him. I think he can do the exact same thing with administrative positions such as a GM and so on and so forth, coaching staff, whatever. And so I'm hoping that that's a correct statement in the fact that Posey is a good just people scout.
Right.
And so he saw something in Maniason, and that's why he's the GM now. And so it's all basically everything circles back around to in Posey we trust. Like just trust the operation.
Okay, I'll tell you something right now. I will never use that. Remember the whole in Farhan we trust bullshit. I can't do that. He's gonna have to, for me, you're gonna have to earn it. I'm not gonna be fooled. Look, fool me once. Right? Yeah. Shame on you. Fool me twice. Shame on me. I'm not going to fall for it. I'm not going to.
That's understandable.
I tell you what. One thing that's encouraging. I don't know if you were here when I was reading John Shea's article. He Posey met with Boras for 45 minutes.
Yeah.
So I mean that's that. Okay. So I'm starting to see lines being drawn. Okay. This is what he's going to do. This is what he's going to do. Right? Maybe.
Yep.
I don't know.
And it's all fluff, I'm sure, obviously, when he's saying like, oh yeah, the Giants can basically get every single free agent I have to offer if they wanted to. They're solid, whatever. They can shop all over the market and can and should, all that kind of. Boras is trying to make his dollar, obviously, with saying stuff like that. But as much as it is fluff, it is true. I mean, the Giants could go and just Boras shop the whole time. And
they could. They could live. They could. Honestly, they could get everything they need through Scott Boras. 100% they could.
Absolutely. And I want to say, and you could correct me if I'm wrong, because I'm not entirely sure, but they have a good rapport with Boras. Because
seems like that. Yes.
Boras knows that San Francisco is like a little hidden cash cow because they're underrated. Like you go to the Mets. He knows
they got money. He said it in the article.
Exactly.
They're the 5th to 6th richest franchise. They could get anybody they want. Boras came out and said, now granted, he's leveraging. He's leveraging. I get it. But it's the truth. We've sitting here and talked about it before. We're not agents. We're freaking fans. And we've all said it. The Giants are rich. They got money.
And they're only going to get richer.
And they're going to get richer.
Literally only up and up from here.
Think about it. Think about this, man. You know, they're talking about how much money Ohtani is making for the Dodgers, right?
Yep.
Well, you could say how much money is Mission Rock making for the Giants?
Exactly. We've got it.
It's monthly. It's monthly.
I was going to say.
Every 30 days, cha-ching, more money, cha-ching, and it's only going to get bigger and bigger.
And it cracks me up, too, because Ohtani's gone in 10 years. A decade, and then you don't have Ohtani anymore.
And then what? Right.
Mission Rock's not going to go anywhere.
Mission Rock is going nowhere.
Ever. So it's only going to get worse or better, I guess, for the Giants. And they need to pull the trigger on the right dudes. And I'm faithful in Posey. And I feel like he's just going to be a smooth operator. And part of me is just being a Posey fan when I say that. Mm-hmm. And the other part of me is just being optimistic. But I truly do think that there's a sneaky factor that he's got an ace in the hole. And he's gonna surprise us. I'm about ready for a surprise because I'm pretty much sick and tired of the lackluster stuff that's been going on.
And here and look, and this is another thing. If because Posey's talked about this too. He talks about the history of the Giants, which is important, right? I mean, my God, this is the home of Willie Mays, Willie McCovey, Juan Marichal, Will Clark, Barry Bonds, Orlando Cepeda, Tim Lincecum, Matt Cain, Madison Bumgarner, the Panda, Posey, you name it. We got all these guys, man. I'm missing out a bunch, right? Who do the Giants have at this point right now that is
to that level?
Not at least close to that level, right? Is there any really? And you're talking about the 5th richest team, and you're telling me you don't have a superstar on that team? I mean, that's just
the A's have superstars.
The A's have superstars.
And they don't pay for anyone. So, what are we doing?
I mean, man, just going from that point of view, and it's just it's so frustrating, and being able to just root for a guy who is going to be wearing the uniform for a while.
You've got to have more people who you're proud to be a Giants fan for.
Yes.
And here's another thing, kind of, it's semi off topic, not really though. And as far as the trade market goes, that's where I think Posey could surprise the most people is trades. I feel like if he were to do something crazy in that regard, that would win over the hearts of a lot of people. And I'm talking like crazy. And I was talking to one of my buddies earlier today. I think, and you'll have to let me know what you think, but with the White Sox, Garrett Crochet, who's like 26, strikeout machine, a little injury prone, left-handed, throws real hard. He's built like Snell, basically, physically. Actually profiles pretty similar in terms of pitch mix and pitching style. High fastball that rides in on righties and has a really good slider. Only he's not 31 like Snell. He's 26 and has a bunch of team control. He's on the White Sox. I feel like you could trade for him as well. And I think the White Sox even said that he's able to be traded for. They're willing to move him. In addition to that, another angle, if you miss out on Soto, Luis Robert Jr., who also has a bunch of team control, power bat, his fast, elite outfield defense, had a down year last year, but he was hurt. Also, keeping in mind that he's playing for the White Sox, he has a lot of upside, and he's super young as well. You would have to sell house on the farm system to get those two guys, but I almost think that might be worth it at this point because you get a top of the line pitcher who's not necessarily built all the way up for like a full season of whatever, but he is coming off of injury. So who knows if he can give you 160 innings and 225 to 30 strikeouts, which is relatively the same pace he was on last year. That would be insane. That would be incredible. And then you throw in a Luis Robert on top of that to play in the outfield if you don't get Soto. It'd be crazy.
Could the Giants actually pull off a Luis Robert? I don't know.
Luis Robert and Garrett Crochet both have a lot of team control, and they're both very young.
Yes.
So this is where my point comes into play. You would have to sell your farm system for it. But what I'm saying, I just screw it. Why not? Just see what happens.
Would you give up Eldridge?
No, but I don't think it would take that. I think you would give up like a Wizenhunt, Luciano, a Duvall, and
Mato, a Root.
Fine. Stack them all in. It's fine. Wizenhunt would be, in my opinion, probably that's as close to a 1-for-1 trade as you can get with Crochet in our farm system. Because they're both young pitchers with a bunch of team control. Crochet's had some time in the major league, so he's a little bit more of a proven commodity. But you throw him in, you throw in Luciano if they'd bite on that. You could throw in Matos, you could throw in Duvall, which I think would be probably a lot more stock because he has a bunch of team control as well. And then, if you wanted to throw in like a Roop or a Mason Black, something like that, one more extra little cherry on top and get those two guys, 100% I would do that.
Right on. Hey, real quick, before I go any further, guys, I don't say this enough. Make sure you go out there and subscribe if you like what you're seeing. And if you do like what you're seeing, make sure you give a like. And then after the show is done, make sure you make a comment. We try to read the comments as much as possible and try to respond as well. But hey, guess what I got? Oh boy! Oh boy! What do we got here, guys? We got some action. Giants! Sergio Alcantara agree to minor league contract. Look at that. Giants are on the move, man. Giants are on the move. Let's read what this is all about. That was the tweet. Here is the article. Giants, Sergio Alcantara agreed to a minor league contract. In agreement with infielder on a minor league deal. Has appeared with 4 teams at the major league level. Hasn't played in the big league since 2022. Switch hitting infielder. Split time, the 24 campaign between AAA affiliates, Pirates, Diamondbacks. 271, 388, 416 slash is solid on surface. Mostly concentrated in the hitter's paradise in Reno. Has played a little was a role of light hitting utility man. Doesn't provide much at the plate. He's bounced back around, blah, 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 blah. There you go, guys. A light hitting utility man. Again, minor league deal. Not a big deal.
I wonder if that was a
oh my God. Johnny. Oh God. You see? You know what this you know what this reminds? What does this remind you of when you read that? What does this remind you of?
Yeah, it's just Farhan all over.
Yes! This is what it reminds me of, man. God!
They're saving all their bullets for the winter meetings.
I get it. Look, I'm not trying to overplay this, but God, I got freaking PTSD from freaking Farhan.
Understandable.
And then, yeah, exactly. Got Porter. Remember, they signed Porter to a spring training invite, another catcher.
Your backup or I guess the backup catcher for the Giants is such a wishy-washy topic as well.
There you go, Ibrahim. If this ends up being a Scooby-Doo episode where Posey's mask is lifted and it's Farhan, I will storm Oracle. Yeah. Yes, turn. It's a Farhanian move.
Yeah, that's.
Oh my gosh! Why?
It's
What's the
interesting.
point, man? What's the point of that? Do that stuff after the freaking. Do it after the winter meetings. Come on, let's get let's do the heavy lifting. Let's do this stupid death bullshit right now. Come on, man.
I just hope that the winter meetings this year yield happiness in terms of like it not being a absolute like however many 4-day, 2-day, however many days it is, just sit there and refresh Twitter all day long to see something happen, and then nothing happens all day long, and then it's the next day. It's the next day, and then the same charade going through, and then it's like, oh, that was cool. Come February 13th. Oh, hey, guess what? Someone signed with someone. Whoopie freaking do. It's like, all I want is for that to not happen. And realistically, even if the Giants, even if the Giants aren't like lighting it up at the winter meetings, I just want the winter meetings to be lit up.
I understand that, George. I get that. I understand. I don't care though. I just whatever. It just again, it reeks of Farhan. That's all I'm saying. That's all it does. It reeks of that. Don't care about that stuff. But yeah, I understand. You got to fill a AAA roster.
I just realized Encarnacion is still a human being who exists.
Yeah.
He to me looks like he has the ability to be like an Ozuna. Like I think like there's a lot of raw talent there, I think. And I'd be really interested to see what they do with him. I don't know. I like him, but I'm struggling to figure out where he fits on the team.
Yeah.
Because he's not going to blow you away in the outfield with defense. And his bat's unproven in the sense that he hasn't done what he did in, I think it was Mexico before the Giants signed him, or because of like literally the reason that he was signed by the Giants was incredible. And then I hope that translates. I hope that's like a little Farhan parting gift. Like, here you go. Have this dude that we found, and he's going to be great.
More catting of those people texting Chapman. Chapman helped get that guy, Rob C. Coming in with the jokes. That's a good one. I like that.
That's funny.
Oh, dude, I don't even what we haven't even talked about that for a while. Luciano.
Oh, yeah.
You know what? That might have to be a subject matter for an upcoming show. What has become of Luciano? You can't even trade him. You can't. How do you trade someone who doesn't even have a position?
Tough.
He has a zero position. What do you do with him? A 23-year-old who's a DH? Come on. 23-year-olds aren't DHs.
No.
I mean, this is just
his
what
glove.
a mess. Okay, answer me this. Does someone have an answer for this? Please, please, please. And if you want to blame Farhan, I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it. If we could all see, as Giants fans here in the chat, if we can all see that Luciano was not a shortstop. Why did the organization not see this sooner? Is it because of Farhan? I'm sure there's people in the organization that probably said Luciano is not a shortstop, but was Farhan listening or not listening? Someone's got to be blamed for this, right? We just can't sit there and say, well, whatever. This was a highly touted prospect.
Extremely highly
touted prospect. And here we are. He's been in the organization how many years? I think they signed him in 2019, right? Was it 2019?
something like that.
So I think he's been in an organization. Well, let's just say 5 years. And you're telling me you don't know what position he's playing?
It's tough.
William says maybe he's too immature. Well, shouldn't have they known that? If he's that immature, then you keep him in the minor leagues. Why did he get a major league shot? I don't know, man. You guys, I mean, we got to blame somebody.
We need to clean house. There's too many people on this team that are.
See, Dilly, but we hired from within. I'm talking about we as in the Giants.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Do you see how
clean house in the sense that, like, player wise, we have too many dudes who are like Lucianos who are, well, do you cut ties on him too early? Like, what's the deal with him? He's a top prospect. Is it too early to say? Whatever. Like, dudes like VR, dudes like Lamont Wade and Flores, now that Glenn is not here and can't just absolutely flip his lid over Flores slander. We need that kind of roster congestion to just be alleviated. And which is why I'm so, like, for the most part, there's only a few people on this team that I'd be like not willing to get rid of. Mm-hmm. I used to be that way with Duvall, but I think I've officially jumped on the wagon of, he's not safe. Get rid of him.
Yeah, right. Hey, Grand Admiral, real quick. I'm not blaming Luciano. Please understand, I do not blame Luciano. I blame the organization who didn't understand what they're watching before them. They're the ones that pushed him up through AA. They promoted him to AAA. They brought him up to the big leagues, right? It was their fault. It was the organization. I'm not going to blame the player, even though to an extent he's got to produce, right? You could blame him for not producing to an extent, but the guy was abused by the organization. That's what I'm saying. I'm attacking the organization, not the player. I'll attack the player if it's needed. I'm talking about his skills per se, because maybe the player's got to play. But the way that they treated him, man, the organization should have seen that. They should have seen that. Again, if we could see it, the organization should have been able to see it.
And I'm hoping that's a Farhan problem. And I'm hoping
that's what I'm saying. You want to blame Farhan? I'm all for it.
I'm hoping that was him having a miserable understanding of player development and seeing this guy's knocking the cover off the ball. He gets 3 promotions in a year. Let's see him in the major league. Like, I'm hoping
if you
that
look at his numbers, he wasn't really lighting it up.
I'm hoping Posey has a better understanding, having been a player himself, of that. And then on top of that, Maniason being scouting galore.
Right. Well, he's been scouting with the Giants since 2020.
I'm hoping that they have a better understanding collectively at the top of the food chain this year and going forward.
That's what I'm
next
saying.
3 years.
Maybe it was all on Farhan.
How to player manage better, because I'm sure fundamentally, in terms of like literally physically what they are doing in their minor league system and all that kind of stuff is fine. Yeah. It's the management of how they are doing it and how quick they're bringing people up, or what they're working on within the system to bring people up, and so on and so forth. I think I'm hoping that Posey brings that player aspect of understanding, like, this is how it was done for me and the people around me and my cohort. And so let's try and figure something out that works like that type of deal. Yep.
All right. We got a couple of people in here. Let's bring them in. We got Fossey and we got Carter here. Let's bring them in, see what they got to say. What's up, Fossey? What's up, Carter?
John, good to see you.
Yo, what's up?
Hey, you said you got something to say, Fossey. Let's hear what you got.
All right. Carter, what's up, brother?
What's up, Posey? Good to see you.
Good to see you too, Eric. Thanks for having me on. But I have a theory about the whole Luciano thing, and just not that, but just this whole like last year and the year before that in general, I feel like Farhan knew that the seat was hot, right?
Right.
So I think there were just some moves that were just questionable. I mean, we saw that he did go all in before the season started last year and bringing in big names like Snell and Chap. But then you also had these guys who are kind of in limbo, which is what brings me to Luciano. I feel like Luciano, he wasn't just quite ready yet, but because there was probably some pressure on Farhan to do something.
Mhm.
He brought him in early, and not only that,
Fair
I feel like Matos too. The only reason why we struck gold with him was because of injuries, right? So then Matos forced his way in, and then you got other guys just kind of just question marks. Like he brought in Canna for what, right? And then it just makes you wonder: did Farhan know he was probably going to get fired, so he's just making all these moves to just try to cover himself, or was he just platooning for
I think it's just in
hopefully
him.
holding on
Posey.
to
I
the
think
future?
the guy felt like he was just he was the smartest guy in the room, and he wanted to prove it every damn time. And by proving it, he's going to show. Watch! I'll show these baseball people that I can find anybody. Even though people may be down on this guy could be something. It's an ego thing, I guess, if you want to say that.
I'd agree with that. I mean, I think it's just a lack of nuance. Like, it's a lack of understanding the fundamentals of baseball and the statistics of baseball. I mean, he just doesn't seem inclined to like understand that there is a way to manage baseball that's different. I mean, he was always over managing the games. He always thought that prospects had to be a certain way, that he had to get this player or that player. He thought he was Billy Bean picking up Scott Hatteberg. I mean, you're not that. And honestly, it's going to be the thing that we're going to be thinking about when we look back at the season, when we say, like, what were we doing? Because we were just making what Eric calls marginal moves, just stuff that might do something, but not really. It doesn't really do anything.
And what's amazing? What's amazing, Fossey, real quick?
Yeah.
Farhan at the trade deadline could have traded Chapman, could have traded Snell, right? Could have got players back. And guess what? In the offseason, you probably could have got him back if you really wanted him that much, right? That's what the Yankees did with Aroldis Chapman. They traded him to the Cubs. He got a World Series ring, hit free agency, and the Yankees signed him right back. And guess what? At the same time, they got that damn player at the trade. So I don't. It just, again, that's what Farhan consistently did. And I just don't know what his thought process was. That's why he's out of a job. And I guess we're going to have to just see what Posey and company are going to be able to get done. Look, are they going to fix the club in one offseason? No, they're not going to fix the club.
But,
can they make a pretty bold statement in changing the direction of the club? Absolutely, they can. That can build upon that.
Yeah.
Whether or not that happens, hey guys, we're going to have to see. What do you got, Fossey?
I was just going to say, I mean, to me, it feels like Farhan wasn't going to make any moves this past offseason, or at the trade deadline. We've seen it before. I mean, if Snell was going to be moved, that would have shocked me, to be honest. But I will say this. I feel like because we've gone through kind of like the Farhan era, to all the Giants fans, man, don't let that leave a bad taste in your mouth. Yeah, man, don't let this first move that Buster Posey did. Oh man, he's making the wrong moves or whatever it is, man. Let's just, you know what, Eric, and you've always been super positive with the Giants, man, and I'll back you up on that, man. I mean, Buster Posey, we know what he is to us as fans, right?
Absolutely, yes.
Let's see what he has to
Agreed.
do. And as far as you know what, we don't even know how much his fingers are going to be into this whole thing, right? Like as far as the roster goes and all of that and the day-to-day stuff. So let's just let him do his thing, man.
Fair enough. Yes.
Let's see what this next year and what the team looks like.
True.
Right?
Yeah.
And then you know what? Let's go from there. But as far as me and what I think Buster Posey is gonna be, man, I think he's gonna be great. And that's just me, boys. Thanks again for having me on. I'm gonna
You
jet
bet,
out of here.
Fosse.
Cheers.
You bet, man. I tell you what, Fosse, and to your point, yes, I think look. I will never doubt Posey's commitment to wanting to win. Not at all. Like I said, but I will also look if he screws up. Look, this deal that happened earlier tonight. Yeah, big whoopty wow. I understand it's going to have absolutely nothing to do with the construction of the 40 man. It's just depth. I get it. It's just depressing seeing that because again, we're used to seeing that kind of stuff. But I'm telling you, he's not going to be look. What I'm not going to do is I'm not going to fall for the same thing that we did with Farhan. Remember Farhan? Everyone, hey, trust in or what is that? In Farhan we believe, whatever the hell that shit was. Yeah, that didn't take too long for it to turn. Yeah, in Farhan we trust. There you go.
Yeah, and
I'm just not going to fall for that. I'm going to be a little bit more objective. That's all I could say. I'll be objective because I don't want to. As a Giants fan, I just don't want to live down Primrose Lane. I just don't. Other people can, right? But does that mean I'm going to absolutely hammer him on every single? No, I'm not going to do that.
But
I'm not going to do that at all.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'd say this for this next year, in my opinion. It's his first year of his tenure. I would be inclined to say that this next year, I would just recommend to everybody here and everybody in the fan base, just try not to put too many expectations.
Too much. Yeah, absolutely. Yes.
I mean, for this season, it's like,
well,
let's just see. If we can put something together, then that's great. But if we don't do great, then it's like, okay, it's our first year out of the Farhan era. I don't want to be that team where it's like, oh yeah, let's just, we're cool with mediocrity. But it's also like, we're out and let's see if we can just put this together. I think that we are going to do something interesting this offseason, but I would just recommend just a little bit of temperament when it comes to our expectations. But I would also agree with your criticism for Posey. And it's like, just be very, I trust Buster to a degree because
absolutely.
I mean, he's a Giant. That's what I would run for everybody.
But here, I'm going to come back to that. Eddie has a great comment. All I ask for sure is establish and set up a starting rotation. I've about had it with these last 3 years. We're killing ourselves with only 1.5 starters, 100%. Mm-hmm. Here we go. Here's a question then. And I totally freaking lost it. Gone. I totally freaking lost it, man. What were you just talking about? Because it was something that you had to say.
Buster. Trust.
Has to do with
trust.
Buster.
He's a Giant. Something along those lines.
There we go. That's what I was going to talk about.
I mean, yeah.
Okay. Answer me this, guys. And again, this is not meant as a put down. This is not meant as a dig or a shot. What has Buster Posey done his whole adult life?
Baseball.
Play baseball.
Mm-hmm. Baseball. I mean,
right? You get what I'm going at with this as well, Dilly?
Yes.
All he's done is played baseball. Has he had to run an organization or has he literally okay, let's say this. Has he ever been in a job where he's had to have leadership skills? I mean, don't get me wrong. On the baseball field, you have to have it. I get it. But I'm talking about as far as business is good, because in the position that he's in, there's a business aspect. You know what I'm saying? So
for sure.
No, that's what again, I go, that's why I go back to the whole, the hiring of the GM. Are you setting yourself up for success and having, again, with the negotiations? Look, I understand the guy played elite catcher for 10 years, right? Elite. He knows how to read people. He has to read batters, right? The game is unfolding right before him. He understands the nuance. I think he'd be an absolutely fantastic manager Could you imagine Buster Posey as a manager?
I wanted
The dude would blow it away 100%. This is a little bit different being president of baseball operations and also / an owner.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit different. That's all I'm saying. Look, again, it's not a dig. It's not putting them down. I'm just saying that there may
It's an
be
observation.
It's a
reasonable observation. I mean, like Buster has just been a baseball player. And as you said, like, you know, being a catcher, being the captain of our team, he's always had to be a leader to a certain degree, but he's never had to deal with the notion of being an executive exactly. I mean, I trust him, but it's just a very much like he's going to have a learning curve to a certain degree. I mean,
hey, Johnny, and to an extent, I get what you're saying, right? I get what you're saying. Over here, right here, I achieved a master's degree. It doesn't mean I could go be Secretary of State. You know what I'm saying? I can't be Secretary of Defense, right? I mean, I know some stuff, but you know, I can't fit that quote unquote position. You know what I'm saying, Johnny? That's the point I'm just trying to make. I'm talking about the practical levels of what he has to accomplish as president of baseball operations. That's all I'm saying.
I'd agree. I mean, I think one thing I would be a little more optimistic about with Buster in particular, especially when it comes to like building the culture of this team, is that he's a giant. I mean,
yeah, absolutely. You can't deny the fact. I said that. Can't deny the fact he wants to win. He's a giant through and through, 100%.
Exactly. I mean, and when you have a guy like that who actually has a passion for the job and doesn't, you know, necessarily, I mean, it's just. Again, it doesn't necessarily mean anything, but it does to a certain degree where you're like, oh yeah, like he cares about this organization. And I think he'd only be trying to do what's best for it. Obviously that's up to our interpretation, but it's also like, I think that Buster, with the care he has for the team, I think he would do a good job, but we have to, again,
he's got the best interest at heart. Get it. Yeah. But it's we'll see, man. All we can do is sit back, watch, see how it unfolds, and go from there.
Yeah. There you go.
Oh, whoa. I just noticed that. The devil horns. He's got the staff.
Well, I don't know what you're talking about.
Look at that. Holy crap. I just saw that all of a sudden. Wow. That's impressive, man. Having fun with some Photoshop, are you?
Yeah, a little bit.
Photoshop is fun, man.
We play around a little bit.
Nice.
But yeah, we're looking.
That is good stuff. Hey, guys, it's up to you. Chardal is waiting in the wings. Do you want to experience the Chardal? Are you good, Carter?
It's on my bucket list.
All right.
I'm here. I'm just here.
All right, guys. Without further ado, let's bring in Chardal. What's up, Chardal?
Eric, how you guys doing tonight?
Hey, I'm doing good. And by the way, you sound fantastic. Look at that. Your microphone fixed?
Carter, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing well.
So what are your thoughts on the Giants? Like, how do you think they're going to do next year?
We don't know yet.
We don't know. I mean, this is the off season. It's like my favorite artist says, like, it's the off season. We got to work first. I mean, we'll see how this all gets put together, but I'm definitely interested.
Do I sound good?
You sound fantastic, man. Look at you.
I finally fixed it.
Hey, all right. Right on, dude.
I'm not having a mic issue anymore.
I don't hear you in the distance anymore.
So I sound professional.
You sound professional. Very well. So what's your thoughts there, Chardal? Let me hear you. What do you
I really like Buster Posey. I mean, he's an icon and a legend, and I think he's gonna do well as the president of baseball operations.
Awesome. What do you expect this first year of Buster Posey as the president of baseball operations?
I expect he's going to kill it as his first time as the president of baseball operations.
How is he going to kill it? It's here. Example. How's he going to kill it, Chardal?
He's going to lead the team to success.
He's going to lead the team to success. How will he lead the team to success, Chardal?
He'll get the team together.
He'll get the team together. And how will he go about getting that team together, Chardal?
He will fire that team up.
He will fire the team up. And how will he fire that team up?
With rally speeches.
Rally speeches, right on. What about? Explain this to me. What do you think? You think he gets Juan Soto, Chardal?
I don't know. It just depends on if we get him or not. If we really are in the trade market for a guy like Juan Soto.
Is Buster Posey a type of guy that wants to get a guy like Juan Soto?
Buster Posey wants all the stars.
He wants all the stars. Is he going to get Willy Adames?
He wants it. He wants all the stars, including Willy Adames, including Juan Soto.
He's going to go out there. He's going to get Juan Soto. He's going to get Blake Snell. He's going to get Corbin Burns and Willy Adames.
This team will be stacked.
And this team will be. You know what, Chardell? 100%.
This team will be stacked.
If this team got Blake Snell,
they will be unbeatable. Nobody able to beat a team with Corbin Burns and Blake Snell and Willy Adames and Juan Soto.
Bring on the Dodgers. Is that what you would say?
I don't know.
Sharda, you just.
I'm still thinking about it.
You're killing me, man. I'm pumping you up.
Pump me up even more.
Come on, man. Come on.
I love the show.
Dodgers.
I love the show.
Right on, Chardell. Appreciate it, dude. No, honestly though, seriously. What direction do you think Buster Posey go? Yeah, I hear a lot of pitching and defense. You hear a lot of talk about getting a shortstop. Who would you like to see, Chardell? Who would you like to see the Giants sign this offseason?
I would like the Giants to sign Willy Adames and Juan Soto this offseason.
You want to see Soto and Adames?
Both.
What about pitching? We got to get another pitcher. What do you think about a pitcher?
Blake Snell.
So Blake Snell, Willy Adames, and Juan Soto.
I want all three.
I like it.
To be
all
honest
three
with
of
you,
them. Let's sign all three.
That would be pretty fantastic.
Let's make it happen. I think Buster Posey can make anything happen.
I couldn't.
He can make anything happen.
He's an icon and a legend.
Can he solve world peace?
He can solve world peace and everybody's problems.
Can we slip in a little Peter Alonso while we're at it?
Alonso?
So while we're on the shopping list, why not? Just throw him
Can I
in.
also add a little? Can I get some beer with that as well?
Yeah, exactly.
Start off. What do you think about the Devil Man himself?
That's cool, man. That's I like Photoshop, man. I've never actually experienced with Photoshop before, but it's pretty cool.
It's pretty fun, man.
It's fun.
A lot of fun.
It's actually Canva. It's like
it's
Walmart.
Canva. Okay, yeah.
It's Walmart brand Photoshop.
Yeah.
I
Gotcha.
mean,
It's a little easier to use.
Yeah, do what you had to do. It's like.
All right. What else we got for Chardell? Boom.
I like that trio.
Let me hear it. What's that?
I like that trio. That was a good trio.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Players.
Ooh, could you imagine? Dude, if the Giants
if we got all
pulled
three
that
of
off,
those, I would literally lose my mind.
I saw a thing that said Snell's not going to get paid nearly as much as I had anticipated earlier today.
What did you think Snell was going to get paid?
I thought he was going to be like that.
200,
basically,
right?
Yeah, somewhere around like
mil.
between Chapman and below Burns. So like if Chapman got 150, Burns is expected to get like 200 something, whatever, 200. I was thinking somewhere in between that.
I was definitely thinking like 5 years, $200 million on the dot or something of that nature. I mean, like Snell, when he's got his stuff going, he's the best southpaw in baseball, if not the best player in baseball. I mean, like it's just one of those things where the economics of the contract is very iffy because you have salary cap. No, you don't have salary cap. This isn't the NFL.
No,
you have as much money as you please. But at the end of the day, like I thought it was going to be like he would be paid much more. That's what I thought.
What are they estimating him?
I keep seeing 100.
100?
100?
Yeah.
100?
100.
Just 100.
That's what 100. That's what I saw earlier today.
Just 100.
Wow.
Like
That's the
$100
case.
million.
Dude. If
Which is
that's
what-
the case,
That's what I
I'd be
was saying.
signing both Burns and Snell. I'd get it if because he's going to be the high. He's going to be the high guy.
I'm pulling up in the armored truck with all the money in the back.
Oh my
What do
dude,
you-
you could. And you know what? I'm gonna tell you something. I don't know. Maybe.
Hey, Eric.
What's up,
What are your
Chardell?
thoughts on CMC making a return on November 10th against Tampa Bay? And how do you think he's going to help the team out? Because they really need him as much as they can. He was out with an injury.
I mean, he's not a football guy. Eric's not a big football guy.
I
It'll
got
be nice
nothing
to have
for you.
CMC.
How many home runs did he hit?
Carter, what are
I
your
don't
thoughts
know,
on
man. I don't
CMC
know.
making his return on the 10th against Tampa Bay against the Buccaneers?
I know who CMC is, but
Yeah,
I don't
mean,
know enough.
He's
about
not
football.
Eric is not a football man.
I'm not a
I,
football
on the other
guy.
hand, am. But y'all can come and check that out on Carter's Corner. But he'll be good to have back. I mean, he provides motion.
It's depth.
Severino, maybe.
Who are your top 5 various sports legends of all time?
I mean, Kikuchi's really old. Kikuchi's really old for like for a pitcher, like 33.
I brought these numbers up a few days ago, guys.
Okay.
It's not pretty.
How bad?
It's
like
for Kikuchi, it's despicable. For Severino,
he was really good for a minute, but he just started dropping quick.
Severino had a better year, I guess, with the Mets. He had like one good year or a couple of good years with the Yankees.
He had like
maybe?
two or three good years with the Yankees. Then he started tapering off quickly. Then to the Mets, he obviously had a prove it deal. He's been better, but
yeah,
I don't know if the team's gonna pipe like even like $50 million into guys like that. I mean, they'll probably pay him something decent, but they will not go for like a big contract. He's only
Eric,
a rotation piece.
Yeah,
what are your thoughts on the Dodgers signing Rory Sasaki? He's going to become the third Japanese pitcher to pair up with Otani and Yamamoto.
Oh, I already knew this was coming, dude. Saw it coming last year. We talked about this last year.
No, Dan broke it. When on Dan's YouTube channel, he broke that Rory Sasaki was going to sign with the Dodgers.
Has it even come out? I don't think it's come out, has it? I don't think.
What are your thoughts on Sasaki going to the Dodgers?
Man,
about that.
He's probably going to go there.
I mean, it's
Otani and Yamamoto.
In the world.
Hey, Shardall, we talked about it last year when Yamamoto signed with the Dodgers. We rebroke it that Sasaki wanted to be posted last year, but they denied him because of the rules with international drafts and all that other stuff.
Hey, Carter, what were your takeaways from the?
Shardall, dude.
Oh, sorry, sorry, Eric, sorry. Why don't you finish?
Anyways, we talked about that last year. Sasaki wanted to be posted, but he couldn't. It's already been a given that he's going to go to be a Dodger. It's been out there for over a year now.
If Sasaki doesn't become a Dodger, I'll eat my hat. Like seriously, He's going
to be a Dodger.
If he's not a Dodger in like the next, like how long until free agency ends? Like 3 months. If he's not,
I don't know. Yeah, exactly. He hasn't been posted yet. He'll probably get posted maybe sometime in December.
No,
I bet it'll be January.
January, somewhere on there.
Yeah, it's the same thing that happened with what's his face last year, Yamamoto. You had to wait.
Yeah, it's gonna be the same thing, man.
Yeah, I mean, if he isn't, like something's gone terribly wrong. Like something has gone terribly wrong.
If he isn't, it's called Soto got signed to the Dodgers and now they don't have the payroll for him.
Yeah, there's no way, man. Like if he doesn't get there, if he doesn't end up in Dodger blue, I will be like shocked. He'll
stay in Japan.
What?
He'll stay in Japan.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean,
good.
If he doesn't have to come and play in the major leagues.
Nope. He doesn't have to.
Dodgers don't give him what he wants, or if they can't give him what he wants, whatever, then you'll just not.
Dodgers are going to give him what he wants.
I could be your San Jose Sharks analyst. I could teach you a little bit about hockey.
Teach me about hockey. Tell me what's up with the Sharks.
So hockey is a team sport which consists of 3 periods of 20 minutes each, and the team has to score the most goals on the opposing team to win.
Oh,
whoa!
Do they play on ice?
They play on ice.
Do they have blue lines?
They have blue lines, and they have 4 players and 1 goalie.
Do they have circles?
They have circles.
Whoa. Don't laugh. I'm struggling here, Eric. I'm struggling here. I'm struggling. Okay, but yeah, these numbers. I'm looking at these numbers. Like that's
gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, there you go. I mean,
he's not eligible for the big contract yet. Okay, so he's got
25 apparently. He has to be 25 apparently. I don't know.
Ooh, interesting.
Well, it's going to come down to how badly he just wants to play in the major leagues. Then at that point,
yeah, pretty much.
Yep.
I mean,
that's what it's going to come down to.
Yeah.
Anyway, guys, those are the numbers for Severino and Kikuchi. Not very good.
These are yikes. Like these are both yikes.
I mean, Severino's a 4th starter.
No,
Yeah,
he's like,
Severino's a fourth.
he
Yeah,
might
he's
be
not
a
in the
third
mix.
starter, but it's like fourth.
Kikuchi.
I didn't realize Kikuchi was as bad as he was.
I didn't realize he was
I
that
mean,
bad either.
He can be good. He can
Yeah,
be, but
absolutely.
he's not that good. I mean, like I watched him play for the Astros second half of last year, and he was fantastic.
Yeah.
He played very well, and I honestly thought like they should have started him game one, but this is no.
Look at that.
dude.
Even Kikuchi's ERA plus again.
Yeah, the
ERA
plus
is
is
taking consideration of ballpark. You're not even average. You got to be at 100. So at least Severino's above average. So you can,
yeah, but
say
that's not good enough. Above
Eric?
average.
In hockey, the positions are a goalie, left winger, right winger, center, left defenseman, right defenseman.
right on. Do they fight in hockey?
They fight in hockey.
They fight.
They fight in
fight?
hockey.
Do they fight to the death, Shardall?
But whoever gets involved in fighting gets a penalty, and then they get a 5-minute major for slashing, 5-minute minor for
I thought
high
that was,
sticking.
isn't it a 10-minute? Isn't it a 10-minute for fighting?
It's a
Or is
10-minute
it 5?
misconduct.
No, 10-minute for fighting.
That's do they fight to the death?
No, they fight and then they get sent to the penalty box.
Do they use the sticks against each other?
What sport?
They
has the
use their
best-
hands.
They use their hands. They don't use the sticks.
No sticks.
What about the skates?
No skates.
What about their helmets?
No helmets.
No. What about the puck? Can they use the puck?
No puck.
That doesn't
Eric.
sound fun to me.
Eric,
Yeah,
what do
what's
you think? Which sport do you think has the best fights of all the sports?
Oh,
I think hockey has the best fights.
Hockey.
I mean,
100%.
Probably
it's hockey.
boxing.
No, hockey.
Oh!
Well, I mean, yeah, I mean, boxing. Yes, I mean, yeah,
Oh,
Hockey,
boxing.
whenever they fight in hockey, it's very
Nice.
entertaining.
How did I forget about this in
Hey,
11 days?
Dilly,
The
you know when they
Tyson
fight
fight?
in hockey, it's
9
very
days.
entertaining because
I
I love
agree.
hockey fights in
Here
hockey.
we go. Guys, we're going to get a little bit sideways here. It doesn't matter. It's already almost
Bring it
10:30.
on.
I'm going to
What
have
we
to
got?
freaking
I
close it
mean,
down here.
we're already.
Mike
going
Yeah,
Tyson.
we're already there.
So,
Mike Tyson, Jake Paul, November 15th.
I'm going with Jake
I can't
Paul
wait.
to win over Mike Tyson in the fight.
Shardall,
I want
you don't
Iron
know
Mike
what
to
the
round.
hell you're
Bitch
talking
out.
about.
What
dude.
round?
Why?
Oh, what round? Okay, how many rounds
Why?
ago?
No, why are you saying I don't know what I'm talking about?
You don't know what you're talking about. Have you ever seen Mike Tyson fight?
Yeah.
No, I like
Mike
Jake
Tyson,
Paul.
I will take Iron Mike.
I don't care
Iron
No, I
who
like
you
Iron
Jake
Mike.
Paul over Mike Tyson.
I
I
don't
will take
care who
Iron
you
Mike.
like.
Iron
Who
Mike.
And that's
is
a
going
hot
to
take.
win?
That's a hot take.
I'm taking Iron Mike. I'm taking Iron Mike.
I'm
Listen,
taking
I
Jake
just
Paul.
don't want that little bitch to win. I'm sorry.
I'm taking Jake
Yeah,
Paul
thank
to win
you.
over Mike Tyson. I don't like Mike
I don't
Tyson.
want that dude to win. If that dude
Why?
wins anything, he deserves. Like I want to punch that dude in the throat myself.
What happens
I
if
can't
Jake
do
Paul?
that. So I'm betting on my Mike.
What
Tyson.
happens if Jake Paul wins over Mike Tyson? What happens?
You can sleep
I
easy at
kill
night.
myself. Yeah, I'm kidding. But no, I am not a proponent of that little. Okay,
Hey
I can't
Carter,
say it
if Jake Paul wins over Mike Tyson, you have to Venmo me $500.
No, I
Jesus
don't,
Christ.
because I haven't made a financial agreement with you. If I made a deal with you and signed a contract,
Can you
that
make a
said,
deal
"Hey,"
with me?
No, I will not make a deal with you because I don't have that type of money, Shardall. I'm a
No,
broke
do you have
college-
Venmo? Do you have Cash
I'm a
App? Do you have Venmo?
I am a broke college student. I do not have money.
Dilly, do you have money?
I'm not betting you $500 on the Mike Tyson.
I'm
fight.
with Dilly on this one.
I'm gonna
You're
opt
not
out.
betting
As,
money
No,
on
I'm
as
this one.
confident
trolling. I'm
as I
trolling
am.
you.
You know,
As confident.
You know
as
when
I
I'm
am.
trolling. You know when I troll somebody, I don't mean to like say something, but I'm just trolling you.
Oh my
Yes.
Shardall's
I'm a happy
Here.
troll.
I've
Here we
actually
go.
never heard of trolling in my life.
Here we
No, I'm a
go.
happy troll. I'm not a mean troll.
Eric, what's trolling?
breathe.
You know, like when somebody
Conditioning's
drinks, they're
amazing.
like a happy
Power's
drunk and a mean
unbelievable.
drunk.
Eric, what's trolling?
I'm a happy drunk. When I drink,
That was the best
I
we've seen
don't I don't fight with people. I'm very composed. Eric, I'm scared of Mike
rough
Tyson
night.
now. I'm changing. I don't
Movement's
want
great,
Jake Paul to
agility's-
win.
Mike,
There we go.
I'm scared.
yeah.
Eric, I'm scared of Mike Tyson.
Uh,
Mike Tyson is a badass. I'm scared of him now.
I mean, I'm scared of Mike Tyson's voice.
No, I'm scared of
I was
him.
gonna say
I'm scared that
you
if I
have
fight
a-
Mike Tyson, he'll beat me up if I fight him.
when you have a face tat a severe
knock
list
me
and had a
cold to the
tiger
ground.
as a
I won't
pet,
even-
I'm taking that guy in a
I won't
fight
even
every day.
stand
Artemis
one
Hara
chance
is
in the ring.
Crazy, Hikaru. Jesus.
He'll smack me to the ground. Mike Tyson will annihilate me.
Correct.
Man, I need a
Any guy who has tattoos on his face is a badass. All over his face. No, but he's a badass, right?
no. He's one of the best, but he's no Ali. Anyway,
Would you compare him to Ali?
Muhammad Ali is the greatest fighter of all time. No cap.
Then is Mike Tyson second greatest?
There's a lot
Just
of great
watch some
fighters.
more clips here,
Like
man.
if Muhammad Ali was the GOAT, then Mike Tyson would be the second GOAT.
Hold on. Wait, bring up the Hikaru
So
comment.
Muhammad Ali is
Bring
the
it up.
GOAT, and then
Hold on.
Mike Tyson is the second greatest of all time in fighting.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, he's the great. Mike Tyson's the second
No,
greatest of all
The
time.
other one, the one that's just below that.
Yeah,
one.
Mike Tyson's the second greatest fighter of all time, after Muhammad Ali.
Fosse wants to get involved now, man. This is getting a little
Ozzy,
bit
what's
crowded.
going
up?
on, baby? Welcome back.
So I
Jesus.
said Muhammad Ali's the number one GOAT, and then I said Mike Tyson's the second GOAT of all time.
Mike
Greatest
Tyson's
of all
gonna
time.
destroy
Hey,
you.
Shardal, who's your favorite WNBA player?
My favorite WNBA player is number one Sabrina Ionescu, number 2 Angel Reese. I like Angel Reese.
Let's go.
Angel Reese is very good looking. I like her. I would get her number and date her if I had the chance. I was a single man, I would date her. Cause I'm single right now. I don't have a partner. I'm single. I need a girl very badly.
Eric.
I'm single. Can you give me a girl? Can you give me some
Abort
life
mission.
advice? I'm
Eric.
single. I need a girlfriend.
Abort mission.
Oh my god.
Eric.
Hey,
Eric, can you please
gotta get
offer me
out.
some life advice?
I tell you what. How about
Can you be my dating counselor?
get off the YouTube and get out there? How about
No,
that?
can you be my dating counselor and offer me some
Get
things
off
and get me a
YouTube.
girlfriend?
Get off YouTube and go out and experience life out there, man.
I'm a single man. I'm a 20-year-old single man.
My God.
I'm a virgin. I never experienced love in my life. I need you to.
Hit the
Oh,
eject
I need Eric to offer me some advice on love.
Shut-
I'm a
listen to me.
20-year-old virgin. I've never
Shut up.
experienced love in my life.
Shut up. I'm telling you,
I'm the
God,
I'm you
do
know the
not
20-year
get off
the
YouTube.
virgin
Hold on,
40-year-old
Shardal, you are
virgin.
not 20 years old. You told us you
You
were
got-
27.
No, I'm the 20-year-old.
Eric.
No, Eric. I'm the 28-year-old virgin.
Why?
28.
You know, like there's 40-year-old virgin Steve Carell.
Hey,
Bro, help me
Shardal,
out.
Shardal, congrats to you
Wait a minute.
on saving
I'm a
yourself.
28-year-old virgin.
Hey,
Wait
good
a
on you.
minute,
Good
Shardal.
on
That
you.
is just too much, dog.
Good on you.
Why,
All I say is this.
Have you not
Get off
watched that
YouTube.
movie? 40-year-old virgin. Best movie ever.
Shardal, I'm trying to give you advice here, man.
Can you give me advice?
Get off the YouTube and go out and experience life, man. Get out there, man.
Not,
Get out there.
Eric,
in the
I've
world.
done that before. It's not working.
You got to
I
keep
am
at it,
working.
man.
I am
No, I've
working.
done that many times. It's not
You
working.
work-
You are correct.
You work at Great America, man.
No girls want me.
Well, I don't know what to tell about you, there, man.
They don't want me. They think I'm ugly.
Oh my God.
Maybe,
bro. I am-
I don't
I'm
know.
an ugly person. Nobody wants me.
Just embrace the ugliness, man.
They're gonna slap me if I try and go up to them and they have a boyfriend to slap me.
Well, if you're
They'll
getting
punch me.
slapped, you're approaching.
get a black eye.
You're approaching it a little bit too wrong.
No, I'm not approaching it
That's
too
the
wrong.
approach.
This show's going off the rails.
Yes, it is.
Yes, it has.
No, but whenever shows go off the rails,
Eric, why would you do this?
I love when shows go off the rails.
Yeah, that's what Shardal is. This is
No,
Shardal.
I lead people off
This is-
astray.
This is primo Shardal content. By the
No,
way.
I lead people astray. That's what I do.
Yes.
That's why you're
what Shardal
single.
does.
That's why I'm short off, because I lead people astray. I lead people in directions that they're not supposed to go to.
I tell you what. This is why you get slapped, Shardal. You see
No, I
what I'm
get slapped.
saying? It's not. It doesn't feel good, does it?
I don't want to get slapped by a girl.
I don't want to get slapped by anybody. But
I
here
was
we
gonna
are.
say.
I think getting punched is way worse than getting slapped.
Eric, why would you do this?
Oh, man.
Eric,
He brought me on. Eric
know,
brought me on the show
Hey,
just to
I've known
mess with
Chardal
you and
for-
troll with
how
you
long have I
and
known you, Chardal?
ask all these uncomfortable questions.
Haven't I? I've known you about 2 years now, right, Chardal?
You've known me so long.
Yeah.
Eric
Been
has
a while.
known me for so long.
Yeah, absolutely.
2 years. That's a long time.
Yeah, and look at that. I'm looking at my viewers, and they're dropping as we speak.
This is the best stream ever.
Jesus Christ.
Because I lead you guys astray.
Precipitously. It is dropping, but that's okay. We're at the
I
end.
hope
of
it
the
keeps on dropping.
We've already been
Dude.
going 2.5 hours. We're just here having some damn fun, right, Chardal?
Can I come on next time?
We'll see. We'll see.
This is the first time you had me on.
What are you talking about? Get out of here, Chardal.
No, not the first time. Not the first time.
That's a lie.
I'm sorry. It's not the first time. I've been on a lot.
Oh.
See, Chardal? You
Eric!
see where I'm going? You
Eric!
see where I'm going?
I
All
take
right,
those
yes.
words back. I
All
take
right.
those words back, Eric. I take those back. I shouldn't have said those things.
It's okay,
Eric.
Chardal. Oh, man. All right, hey,
This is
Chardal.
Carter, how are you?
Eric.
I'm going to let you go, Chardal, because I want to get ready to close this down. And then,
It's great coming on the show, Eric.
Right on.
I love Giant Sports Talk Live.
Right on.
I would love to join the show another time.
Sounds good.
Please put the link in the chat. And if I'm
Absolutely.
not doing anything, I'll definitely click on the link and join the show. I love
Right
talking
on,
with
Charlie.
all you sports with you guys. Giants, baseball, Golden State Warriors, 49ers, Sharks. You should talk
There you
some
go.
Sharks on here.
That is Glenn's job. He is all about the Sharks. And now
Where
he's
is
in-
Glenn? He's supposed to be on with you.
He's in Mexico, man.
What is he doing in
He is
Mexico?
on location. He is on location in
Eric,
Mexico.
you're a great guy.
Thank you, Chardal. Appreciate it.
And can I be your co-host? Because Glenn's not on here.
No. But hey, you could be a special guest.
Hey,
How about
shoot-
that?
No,
shoot
but
your
I'm.
shot.
It's an. I'm
You
making a
gotta admire
I'm
the guy.
suggesting
Come
that I
on.
should. Can I be a
Shoot his shot.
co-host?
How about a guest host?
Can I be a special guest?
So you want? Okay.
Oh my God.
Yes, Chardal, you could be the special guest. host.
I'm the special guest.
Special guest. Yes.
I'm the special guest of Giant Sports Talk Live.
Yes, you are Chardal, the special guest.
SG Sports Talk channel has officially left the building. I hope you have a great night, guys, and I'll see you next time on Giant Sports Talk Live.
Right on, Chardal. Thank you, dude. All right, there was
Eric! Eric!
Beautiful.
Carter, I
Eric!
know what I'm doing. Carter, I know what I'm
Yeah.
doing. Okay, I know what I'm doing.
Eric.
All right, Fossey, what's up, man?
Eric.
Hey, no, that was A1 content. That was
Eric.
Oh,
If I don't get some YouTube
oh,
shorts out of that, I'm gonna be disappointed.
Oh my. Eric. That is torture worse than going to
oh,
Siberia.
man. Oh, that's great stuff.
I feel
All right,
like
guys.
I'm
Hey,
going-
I'm gonna let you guys get going. I've already been going
Oh
over
my.
2.5 hours. I'll be back on here tomorrow, 8 o'clock. We'll do it all over again. What news will bring us? Absolutely have no idea. We'll see what's up. We'll see what's up. But Dilly,
Sounds
hey
good.
man, thanks for hanging in there. You're in here almost the whole
Absolutely.
time.
Absolutely.
Carter, thank you. Fossey, much
Dilly,
appreciated,
Fossey.
dude.
cheers, boys.
Eric.
All right, we'll see you tomorrow,
Hey.
guys.
Peace out.
All right. Holy crap. That was fun, guys. Look at that. Appreciate the support from all you guys, man. It makes it a lot easier to get through a show. I wasn't expecting to go 2.5 hours, but hey, sometimes you're having so much fun. The time just flies. Oh my gosh. Thanks, Instant. Appreciate it. I see all you guys out there having fun with this. I see all the regulars. I see Steve-O, Senior, Rocks. Of course, Alex is always out there. I think I said Rocks. Heroku is always out there. Johnny. Moji, our fantastic moderator. Grand Admiral, can never forget a Grand Admiral. Always in here. Eddie's always in here. Let's see, who am I missing? That's pretty much Gilbert. And then, of course, everybody else that joins in throughout the day. Hope is always out there. Again, guys, can't do the show without you. And I appreciate all the support that you guys give. I'll be back here tomorrow, 8 o'clock. What will be the title? I don't know. What I do is I just see what's going on out there in the baseball world. If there's anything Giant specific, I'll put it out there. And, we just run with it, guys. There seems to always be some type of baseball news. Hell of this, hell of that. What's up, man? Good to see you. Appreciate it. But yeah, anything and pretty much everything kind of revolves back around the Giants and what they're going to do in the offseason. Again, guys, just strap in, go along for the ride because we're all in this together as far as thanks, Tom. We're all in this together to see what direction that this goes. Should be in. Thanks, Alex. Oh my God. It's always fun, guys. I always have a good time. All right. Until tomorrow night, guys, you guys enjoy the rest of your Wednesday night. Be back here Thursday night, 8:00. And we'll see you then. All right, guys. Have fun. Woo!
You've been watching Giant Sports Talk Live with Eric and Glenn, a Northern Lights Entertainment Broadcasting production.